refresh us on what happened last.
Yes, having arrived in Bastion, our group of adventurers explored the city, going about their various side missions they were given to, through Vale Academy, starting at the prestigious Hestia Academy, where
Hesta, not Hestia. That's an anime.
listen, Hesta Academy, wherein they suck out information about a Miss Karina Kissinger and learned that she had left some 6 months ago heading to the Feralis area, finding it strange that communications sent for her had not been received or maintained. While there, they also traded off some teleportation circles with the various members of the Bastion party that they had met the previous session. From there, they went to the Magister's office and delivered a letter. After that, the group split ways as Alia and Corvo went off to go do Alia's quest from the road, in which they weren't 100% successful, but they got about a 95%, which is still high mark.
They got like an 89, which is a B, but it's like a B out of spite, and it should be an A.
And then they all just kind of met back up at the tavern, while Gareth was off doing some research at the university.
That is indeed the thing. A refresher, who is the person that you delivered the letter to?
I don't remember his name, but it was some magister.
I do know he's a magister, but I forget his name, and all of my notes have been deleted. It is fun.
I can get that to you later.
That's fine.
Go through the VOD.
Otherwise,
The bud.
you have gone about your evening. You wake up in the morning.
No, I had things to do at night.
Things to do at night. What are you doing at night?
I'm gonna go knock on Corva's door.
Yoda.
Corva, I know I did this yesterday, but can I ask for another dream spell?
Wait 30 minutes. He didn't short rest after he was done. He got a short rest, he gets spell slot back. Okay, here, it's been 30 minutes. Here you go.
A casual nap before bed.
Yeah.
I can't talk because same.
Appreciate it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Night.
Actually, wait, I need to look at Dream really quick. Uh-oh. They have to be known to me.
What?
I'm reading the spell. They have to be known to me.
I think it's a little different because it's being put into
shapes a
range.
creature's dreams. Choose a creature known to you as the target of the spell.
I feel like that's. I feel there's some details there.
Whenever we've done known to you before, it's always been like I had to have met them at least once or something like that, and I have to know who they are.
How do we want to rule it then? Do we want to rule it as Corvin is the caster of the spell, therefore it needs to be someone that Corvin knows, or is the ring bearer the caster of the spell? And
ring bearer? What ring?
All right, here. You know what? I've got a way around this.
Oh wait, you're right.
I put it in the ring. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, just put it in the fucking ring.
I put it in my ring.
I got confused and I thought that's how y'all were doing it.
No, take this shit, buddy.
We'll just We'll just put it in the ring, and we'll just
It's in the ring.
we'll just skip past all of this. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Get it. Throw the ring
Alright.
at your face. Take it.
Okay. So I use the ring.
That is indeed a thing. The spell was put into the ring with your short rest. Then you go to bed, probably. And what are you doing, Gareth?
Give me that back in the morning.
So Zarius is gonna dream into Davisha's head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me look into dream.
Or try.
Or
Doesn't
try.
work if he's an elf. It just straight up don't work if he's an elf or some other race that doesn't sleep.
The only race that doesn't sleep really is elves, though, right?
Yeah. Or I mean, like, I don't
They technically
sleep.
sleep. Okay, well you're weird. You have a special thing going on.
Full elves going through a trance or a meditative state.
Yeah, so if
which
they are an elf.
you could argue the
I would
meditative
argue.
state is like close enough.
I would argue that. However, yes, that is the thing that you can do. You cast the spell. However, it seems ineffective.
Alright, well there goes 30 minutes of content.
All right, cool. Cool. Write that off. All right,
There goes 30 minutes of content!
write that off. Cool. All right.
Oh shit.
I'll just go re-knock on Corva's door, I guess.
What?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Uh-oh. Night-night.
Indeed.
I'm sorry. Pet.
Perhaps I can try sending him again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll let you use the ring when it recharges. It's out right now.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, there. Go to bed.
You pass to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And such. Awaken in the morning, no worse for wear.
Technically speaking, I can just try throughout the entire 8 hours just to see if he ever actually falls asleep, and I just caught him at a bad time.
That much is true. Do you wish to do that?
I mean, I'm still technically sleeping during this, so yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll just do the full 8 hours to see if I
Okay.
ever catch him.
You kind of like concentrate on the spell in your way. You never seem to connect in though. It's like the link is never made. As if you like for a layman's explanation, you're plugging in a plug into the wall and it's in, but for some reason there's no power going through it. Perhaps there's something wrong with the breaker. This is the easiest like metaphor that I can give you to help you understand what's happening. As a magic user, you understand that the spell's working, it's just not connecting for some reason. So there must be something else going on.
Got it.
However,
That's my
you
nightly escapades.
do indeed awaken in the morning.
A morning world and all who inhabit it. I'd probably go find Pani.
That is the thing you can do. She seems to spend much of her time when not performing, just aiding around in this particular tavern. It's kind of her haunt. And they seem to take her company in stride. At the moment, she's probably working a little bit in the kitchen. There are several guests, most of those who are staying at the tavern itself. But a few who come in for their own little breakfast before they head off to do their daily affairs. However, she is indeed there. What do you do?
Hey, Pani, we're heading out real soon, so I thought, or not Pani, it's not Pani, what's her name? Sky, oh my god. Close enough, it's
I knew you were
Close
talking
enough.
about.
They're sisters. It's fine. We're heading out soon, so I thought that I'd come stop by and see if you wanted to use the sending stone one last time.
It'd be a great aid.
I can give you my address if you ever want to write letters and have me give them to her or something. It's really easy for me to get to her.
I'd like to coordinate some way to visit her in the near future. I assume that, barring that, then writing you would be of sufficient need.
Whenever you want to go see her, I can make that happen. I can't make it permanently happen, but I can try to get you to her if you ever want.
You have become acquainted with my friends, have you not?
Yes.
If there's anything dire need that I require, I will consult through them. They should be able to sending you.
Yes. Perfect. And I chuck her the stone that goes to Pawnee.
Mm-hmm. She kind of like, what's up?
Oh god, I got so confused because you said you were going to talk to Pawnee.
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
know. I fucked up.
Wait a minute.
But she relieves herself of some of her cooking clothing and like takes a step out near the back door.
I was talking to Sky. I fucked up. They're like the same person. It's fine.
I was so confused.
The steps away and takes a moment to focus in on the stone. You probably just do whatever you do for several minutes, and then she returns the stone to you with a smile.
Yo. Should see the kids that she's taking care of. They're adorable. Yeah, that's it for me. I already dropped off my books to my angel son on the other side, so.
That is indeed a thing that you did.
Wait, I thought that song was about to go into the, like, the elevator music that's like, royalty-free elevator music for a second. So it sounds like the same. One sec, I'm gonna find it while we do the next bit.
Regardless of that, you and Gareth, I imagine, at some point meet each other in the morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Morning. Oh shit, you needed this. I throw the ring at you. Okay, also in D&D chat, listen to like the first 5 seconds of it. It's like the same instrument, so I thought it was gonna go into that.
Cannot do that.
For other people.
Yes. Right. Did need this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am going to first sending Argentum and say, "Hello, Argentum. We couldn't find Miss Kissinger at the university. It appears she headed down to down to the Feralis area about 6 months ago. And they haven't heard anything from her. We also delivered your letter to the Magisters as requested."
Soon thereafter that you send the sending out, you do get a response, and he says, "How dismaying. Thank you for all that you have done."
And then the second sending I'm going to send to Devish. Hello again. I hope you had a decent night. I tried to contact you, but it appears there was something blocking my communication. I'd still like an answer on that meeting, by the way.
How would he respond? Respond soon thereafter.
Go die in a hole.
All but precaution. Meeting, you say? It could be arranged.
Do you mind if I use the third one?
Go ahead.
Sending him back. Unfortunately, I'm leaving Bastion soon. So I'm going to have to use other means at this meeting, but I need you to drop your precautions for that. I have business.
There's a little longer reply this time, and the reply that you receive is, very well. We can meet in the usual spot, the north of town. He gives an address. Be there by noon.
Not exactly what I've had in mind, but all right. Let's see
Huh? What?
then. Oh, Devish wishes to have a meeting.
Oh.
Before noon,
Ew.
a place north of town. I don't entirely trust him.
Can I come with?
If you can stay maybe a little ways back.
I can be a bird, that's fine.
Who don't we trust? As a gang all comes in.
I didn't do a thing, listen. I didn't do a thing last night. Shit.
Was this thing you didn't do?
My book.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
How was your evening last night?
Busy as always. It's a whole mess trying to deal with all these things, especially with all the information you guys have given us.
I can imagine. We've been sort of taking in the information you've given us as well.
A lot to learn from both parties. I would say, however, is, perhaps our little alliance here could be, better served.
Uh-huh.
Where's how do you pronounce his name?
Sagrid?
Zaged?
Zagid? That was stupid.
Where's
name.
Zaged?
He is out. He should be here any moment. We do have a request we might make of you.
Mm-hmm.
See, from what you, told Sky a few days ago about her sister, she's wanting to take a little trip to places I don't fucking understand. Either way, we, definitely don't want her going alone. If you're willing to give her any information on where her sister is, we're going to accompany her there. That leaves us in a bit of a pickle, though. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be taken care of out west. We need to head that way as soon as possible, but it means that we can't accompany you, at least in the near term.
Mm-hmm. So what are you suggesting?
Suggesting? We make a little partnership here. I have a friend. I'd like to introduce you to him.
Alright.
He is now. At this time, you do see that the door to the tavern opens, and, Trouble, please, describe your character.
Well, a short dwarf walks in, full beard, braided, blonde, short, scraggly hair, just kind of messed up, nothing really, not combed or nothing. Stocky, You know, like typical dwarf man. Full plate armor.
Yes,
Ye-
yes, yes. No, if you got anything else, if you don't, that's okay. Just let me know when you're done.
That's it.
Okay. That being said, this is what you see walking in. He's a lad. His token is still messed up, and I'm angry. However, that will be resolved shortly as he gigantically walks in. Here's his Dynamax form. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
boy,
Oh, no.
Dynamax. The
I'm ready for the
Dynamax dwarf.
Oh my!
And I can
That's
fix
the biggest
this.
dwarf I've ever seen.
This will work for now. Tell me if you can move it, because for whatever reason, Roll20 was being stupid.
I cannot.
Cannot?
Nope.
That's no good. Try now. Oh, jeez.
Oh god, he got
Oh
wide.
man, that's a thick boy.
Try now.
That's a thick
I-
boy.
I can't do anything with him.
Oh, that's why you can't. That's a thing. Hold up. 1 second. Almost done.
We get there.
I hate Roll20 sometimes because it is kind of dumb. Now try it.
Yeah.
What
Nice.
language?
Oh,
is
hey,
Story
there we
in?
go.
You
I
can
got it.
move it?
Yeah.
Sweet. But yes, Brydan, you are escorted into the tavern by your friends again. You see two of your other adventuring friends, Viat and Otto. They are chill dudes who you've been traveling with for some time. And they seem to be talking to some of the new adventures that they were discussing with you recently. And they thereabouts introduce you, but let you introduce yourself as well.
Alright, lasses. What you doing over here? These are the lads you've been talking about. I don't know what to say.
They're the ones. You guys are missing one. Where did she go?
She,
Oh. She's either sleeping in or
She
she's
poop?
not currently on
She-
this plane of existence.
yeah, she does that sometimes.
First item. I've been there.
Yeah.
Inter-
Yeah. She'll pop in eventually. You know.
Either way, like I was telling Brydan here, if we can't be with you, we need someone to make sure that all those pyres are being dealt with. He's good enough, and I think you might not want to head to where we're going in the Astral Sea. A little bit less gravity there than here.
Where are you going in the Astral Sea?
Or Sky, we just told you.
But yeah, I didn't even tell you guys where she's at though yet.
Shh, I thought you did.
Oh no. I mean, I can tell you.
Oh, tell me.
I can tell you the city she's near.
However, he does introduce you to a young lad and suggests a partnership in that he adventure with you guys to aid you in whatever tasks you might have.
Hello there. I don't think we caught your name.
Oh, it's Brydan. Brydan Angus. Golly.
Brydan. Good to meet you. You can call me Gareth.
Gareth. Nice name. Good. Strong. I like that. What about you?
Corva.
Corva. It's a wee weak, but it'll do.
We do have a third that's not here, but they go by Alia. I'm sure you two will meet each other soon enough. So I've
Yeah, I
got
know how it is
a lot
sometimes.
on my mind right now. But yeah, sure, we'd be fine with bringing him along if that's what you want.
If it'll help you any, it'll definitely help us. We can reunite soon thereafter. If anything goes down before we get back from our little journey, you can let us know. We definitely want to be there if things go south fast.
We can do that. Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, I can take care of myself. You don't have to worry too much about me. No, good, strong dwarf, made right here in the bastion.
We did our best to inform him of what we learned from you recently. May be missing a few of the details, so Brydan, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. They are more abreast in the issues than we are, in fact.
Aye.
Nevertheless, for you and your new companion, do you have any other questions to ask of Otto and the Bastion gang?
Ooh, do I?
What do you?
I don't think I do.
I don't know. I think I'm good. Shit, let me
Very.
pick my ring, bitch.
Yeah, I hand it back. There you
Hey,
go.
bitch.
However, your former companions, Brydan, excuse themselves as they have to prepare for their adventure to go help Sky, and they take their leave.
Dookie.
Well, it's certainly nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
So, what did you do before all this?
I was in the military. Or fuck, what the fuck was that? This is gonna be interesting doing this the whole time.
You chose this life.
I
Season
did
You
choose.
chose this life.
You chose this.
Hold on. Yeah, I was just drafted into the military. You know, just did that, did my conscription, all that, and then met up with these lads. They've been traveling around, got caught up in all the spider business, and we've been kind of doing that ever since.
If you have any questions, we can certainly inform you, since we're going to be working together. Best you know what you're getting yourself into.
Like I said, I can take care of myself.
Oh, okay.
You definitely look it. See you're a fighter of some sorts.
Aye. Been
Awesome.
trained to be knightish.
Also, before you continue, a question for me: do you prefer to be to go by Brydan or Angus?
I would like the other party would have called him Angus,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess it. I mean, he's fine with either.
I'll leave
I'm
both,
just-
just for fun.
yeah, I'm just going by what you said. If you want to be called Angus, you can let us know.
I was trying to
Yeah.
fix this goddamn token though, but continue.
Brydan Angus. Oh god, that name's long.
About what time of day is it, by the way, Chris?
It's probably pretty early. It's probably no later than 10.
Okay.
Oh, so you have preset to be on the bottom.
On the bad.
Well, I do have somewhere to be in
Yeah, we
about
have to go soon.
yeah, a couple of hours.
A little like brunch date.
I'm
Okay.
meeting somebody that I was acquainted with here a long time ago. A
And
lot
I'm
of things. Have,
following him.
yeah, you're more than welcome to come with. We don't want to just abandon you right away.
What kind of what are we talking about here? I mean, I can't do this accent.
Immediately
place.
bailing.
It goes all over the place.
Just
Old
A lot of thi- a lot-
benefactors?
a lot's been happening recently, and honestly, I'm not really not really too sure I can trust this individual that we're going to meet, because beforehand he thought I was dead, which isn't an unfair assumption for him to make considering certain circumstances.
It's not really good though when your allies, think you're dead and they're just like going about their lives about it,
Plus, if he's involved with certain other parties that were involved, things could get very dangerous very quickly.
I didn't take in the circumstances, but I'd be right happy to join along with you.
Yeah, just probably be best if you hung back with Corva here. And
what
just
the fuck you talking about?
oh, you want to be right up with
But I turned to a bird and I'm sitting
Yeah.
on your shoulder.
Corva does turn into a. It's a crow or a raven? I always get it mixed up.
Raven.
He turns
Raven.
into a very large raven, which kind of probably like knocks over one of the cups on the table.
I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever owned a raven before, so he might find that a bit strange.
I turned back into me. Yeah, well, he thought you were dead.
You're not incorrect. Yes.
A lot of things can change. A lot of things can change when people think that you die. It's fine.
It's true.
Since I don't really know what's going to be discussed, probably best you stand a little ways back. Also, what kind of place is this that I've been sent to? Looking at the map.
Looking at the map of Bastion, it seems to be largely a business district over by the north side of town, where there is the large lake that borders the city. This is
And
all you.
I would know the geography and stuff like that. Like
yes. You could
Actually-
you could compare with him if he seems confused.
Actually, as somebody that lives here in Bastion, this is where I was told to meet. Do you know what's at this address?
I remember good old time back in my day. So a long time ago. It used to be Chris.
Yes. Give me a history check at advantage.
Wowee. I get to roll something, guys.
Roll.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
the idea. You gotta get your first
Oh.
rolls out. Give me that nat
Roll.
1.
Hell
Those
yeah.
2 nat ones.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
17.
yeah, you're aware of this area. Most of the area nearest to the lake in the city is largely for the port, lots of warehouses and such, which send out the ships to all of the other smaller towns and villages that are out in the large lake. It's an inland lake, so think Lake Michigan, something on that size. However, the particular area that he's showing on the map, you do know that it's like off the beaten path, a little bit away from the port area. You wouldn't call it a bad part of town, but it's not a great part of town. Mostly a warehouse district.
Okay. Is there would I know if there's some routes there? Would I be able to walk a path that would seem inconspicuous?
You could find a path that
think-
would be inconspicuous if you wanted to find one.
Okay. And then just kind of walk around there, and then just kind of keep an eye every once in a while passing by and stuff like that.
You can skirt your way there because you're aware of the city streets, the ways to roam, the ideal places to be.
Okay. And I'll convey that back and
And
try to
just
avoid doing
yeah,
an accent.
just in case we just happen to be out of sight, just listen for animal noises,
I can do that.
and that'll be your go to come in, essentially.
Aye. Sounds right good.
I will I guess let's just have a quick bite here of breakfast, and we can start making our way there.
I'm gonna say something in Infernal. Hey, at least it wasn't a female dwarf.
That's fucked up.
I mean, I don't see the issue with that.
They intimidate me. Females, they're fucking terrifying. You remember Jack's girlfriend? She was so scary.
He had a
Oh my
girlfriend?
God. Yeah, back at Vale.
I don't think they ever actually really.
I know that they slept together. I know that they did
Well,
that.
I don't really think that constitutes a. Well,
Okay,
then
well,
I guess I don't really know what constitutes a relationship.
she considered it a relationship.
Really? Is that
Yeah.
really just how?
Yeah.
Is that really just how it works? You just
Well, I mean, both parties should consider it a relationship.
if you just really just having sex just constitutes relationships.
No. It's more so like both parties have to agree that it's like a relationship. Then it becomes a relationship. I only said that because I assumed that's what he thought, but then again, it was Jack, and he's kind of yoo-hoo, you know.
Well, I mean, he's going by a different name now. It's
Yeah, I don't really get it. I don't get it.
Well, they're talking in a language I can't understand. I'm gonna order an ale.
Yeah. You get an ale for the morning to get you all chipper.
I'm a vampire. Hi.
yeah, just gonna get a nice little meal, some brekkie.
Yeah.
Actually looks like a vampire. Don't worry, I'm out here.
Wowee.
So we can use this time if you want to know anything about us, or we want to know anything
It's a
about
tiefling
you.
and a human question mark.
Yeah, actually, give me an insight check, Brydan.
Do it.
Yeah. You're not like taking a glance over them. One of them's very clearly a tiefling. You are missing part of a horn, correct?
Yep. 2/3 of his right.
God. Jesus.
He's really chugging down that breakfast ale.
Give me also a history check, please. Yeah.
Oof.
He is missing a horn. You are aware that for tieflings who are missing horns, it tends to mean that they had committed some sort of crime or misdemeanor in their culture and society. It's denoted by which horn is cut and what length it was cut at. You don't worry yourself about those details.
Yeah.
You just know that's a thing. He happens to be missing one of his horns. You can't quite make out what is up with Corva. He seems to be generally a human, but you do note that he has red eyes, so he must be something else than that, because that is not a human thing.
Yeah.
But that is what you gained visually.
Is there anything you want to ask us?
Us, yeah. What do you lads do? You fight close combat? You ranged? What's the dynamic here?
Well, previously honestly, it's actually quite good you came along when you did. You are kind of replacing our in the fray plate wearing boyo. Alia is also kind of who's the one who's not here right now. She alternates between range and melee, but seems to perform more of the melee. She's very dexterous in her methods, and then both Corva and I here are more of the caster variety.
I do heal though. I know how to do that.
Mild bit of healing on.
I'd say I'm getting better.
I mean, it's better than nothing. I can say
yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
we do have to stick to the facts that it is only like a little tiny dip into healing.
How
Aye.
dare you?
I'm not.
I do
incorrect.
know a couple
I'm
cantrips that'll help,
getting-
just in case someone goes down.
That's lovely.
I'm insane.
Anything beyond that, though, it's not my style, really. Magic has never really been suited for me. Just kind of came along this one.
I don't really think magic is much a thing with the dwarfs, as I recall, anyway.
Yeah, don't really worry about all that.
Don't worry, there's enough knowledge of the arcane between Corva and I here to definitely suit any needs that we come across. But mostly we're just adventurers all wrapped up in the pyre business. It's mostly what we've been dealing
Aye.
with for the past year and a half now. Corva's a baron.
Oh, hi, Hydian, are you? The big boss?
Meh.
And for your perspective, you do know that he is a Baron, but he is also from the West. He's from a different country. You don't gotta respect his rules if you don't feel like it. But
He's
you
not a
do,
Baron
like,
here, but
knowing that he has the title of a Baron, it's like, okay, he's a little more well-to-do than the average person, so that's something to keep in mind.
I mean, when you're in my home, you're expected to respect my rules, but
Well, yeah, but that's true of
Hey,
anything.
Mom.
You
Yeah,
go
when
to
you're
some like
here,
homeless
you-
person's tent, you gotta respect the rules.
All right, Mom.
that's certainly our dynamic.
really is.
Aye, what about y'all? Any questions for me? What I do? How I do it?
You have any faith? Or any gods,
Religious.
deities you worship? Yeah, religious?
I a bit. It's kind of where I got the cantrips from. It's had a run-in with the vagrant in a dream once. It was a peculiar thing.
Cleric of the Vagrant, nice to meet you.
Aye, nice to meet you too.
He's interesting.
I can say that. What I gathered from the dream was very peculiar, but not unlike me.
Don't
Good.
go to any religious meetings about it. They make you drink blood. It's a
Could I just say
it's a
for
fun
having
time.
for having two people with 20 charisma at the table, this conversation feels very awkward.
Ooh.
I have 6 charisma,
I
so
know. There's two people here that have like 20 charisma. This conversation feels so awkward.
So about that brunch.
Yeah. I mean, it is mostly a time for you guys to orient yourself to one another. If you have any questions for each other, this is the ideal time to ask it. Otherwise,
Ori's here? Where's Ori? Ori's here? Orient? Hello? Where's he at?
You know what? We're running. We can. We can just kind of learn about each other as we go. It's kind of how we've done things over time. I'm sure we'll learn a lot about each other as we go.
aye.
Very
Actions
well.
over words. That's always how I've been.
So
Yeah.
we should get moving.
You guys wrap up your early morning meal and then head off.
And the bird
Your
on
dad.
his shoulder.
That is an option. That being said, you begin to head off toward the north end of
No Attack on Titan.
you head to the north end of town, toward the destination that Gareth is expected at. How do you want to approach? What is the play? What are you going to do?
I'm a bird on his shoulder.
Very good.
I'll
That's it.
probably branch off from them, just start going in a straight line, then kind of circle back around in a like a route that will come back, you know.
Mostly I'm probably just gonna stick to some of the main streets for probably a good bit, and then maybe like when we start getting close, just kind of start falling more into the alleyways, just trying to approach it stealthily.
That is the thing to do. For anyone who does want to stealth, please do that stealth check. That does
I
apply to
felt-
Corva.
Fuck.
I'd also like to
Also, Corva, if you roll a nat 1, please re-roll it. That being said, what were we gonna say?
I have to just check a thing.
Do I
real
have
Is
to
this-
roll on the
that's
bird
kinda
sheet or
close.
my sheet?
You must roll on the bird sheet.
I'll say you're a
Fuck.
bird. I'm a bird.
That's not a nat 1, but oh boy, is it close. That's a 2. That's a 2.
I'm going to.
LUL.
How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this?
You said a 1, Chris, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got 1 above it.
Good luck.
I'll just enhance ability myself for wisdom,
That is fair.
and then stealth. Okay, where's my stealth at? There it is. Natural 20.
Very
Oh
good.
shit. You make up for me on your shoulder.
And Brydan, so you're going around the long way essentially, and then you're going to reconvene with them like near the address?
Yeah, like when they start to like cut off to go towards their destination, I'm just gonna keep going like forward and then just cut back around, a longer way.
Gotcha. Do you also want to stealth?
I mean, I don't want to stealth necessarily. I just want to be inconspicuous.
Gotcha. Yeah, you take the long way around. It is a bustling day in the city, as per usual. It is easy to blend in with the crowds in general. Gareth, you do skirt off into the side streets, and it's hard to be stealthy in these very like tight-knit streets that are here. There's not a lot of people to actually hide from, but your ability to move through the streets, you do so with a certain like precognizance that you don't really know what you're getting into, so you're aware and taking things slowly as you go.
Yeah, it's more like he just looks like inconspicuous, like just like less. He looks more so like just like a figure in the crowd, like kind of like hood up, just like over, just concealing himself as he's walking through.
That is a thing. You two and Brydan do reconvene near the destination down the road. Down this particular road that you find yourselves at. It is quite a large road. It's made to accustom multiple carts that must be traveling through. However, whatever this road was originally built for such traffic, it does not get that traffic these days. You do see that the cobblestones on the ground are worn and broken and taken out in places from who knows how many protests over the years. There's mostly just lots of empty boxes that seem to have been filled with supplies at some point, just kind of abandoned on the sides of these streets. The buildings here are worn. You see like the blackness of the shingles having like a stain down the sides of the building from consistent rain throughout the many decades that these buildings have been here. Some of the warehouses in this district seem to be in a worse condition than others, but some of them still seem to have some value to them. The destination that you were given as you guys skirt down this road seems to be more on the abandoned end. You're not sure how often it's used, but it is still standing and it still seems to be in good condition. It stands before you. You look around. If you want to look any harder, you can with a perception check, but otherwise you don't see anything untoward at the moment.
I'll make a perception check.
And just a quick note, I didn't want to stop with them. I just wanted to like loop back around.
Okay.
Then just keep going past them if like nothing's happened yet or nothing.
That is fair.
I have a 26 passive, and that passes over into my bird.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 15.
I just want to let you know that I have a 26 passive.
Understood.
I got a 15.
Yeah, glancing about, you don't seem to see anything that gives you any pause. You kind of like check the roofs. There doesn't seem to be anything up there. You check around like the various obstacles that are on the sides of the road. You don't seem to see anything there. You do see some people like on the far ends of the road, and someone occasionally like walking down a cross street, not in your direction. It seems to be quite lonely here. Perhaps that is the intention.
And I'll just make my way to the rendezvous, just kind of keeping an eye out for the guy that I saw in the scry.
Mm-hmm. You do indeed arrive at the building. It again is a large warehouse. The doors seem to be shuttered at the moment. But what do you do?
I'm going to... Yes, just kind of wave my finger in the direction of the warehouse and just kind of send a message there, trying to find Davish and just say, "Are you going to let me in?"
Let me see. Yes. There is no response.
So I'll let my. Is the door locked?
It seems to be closed but not locked, as far as you can tell.
Okay, so I'm just gonna look around to see if I can spot the bird and Brydan.
Where is Corva at the moment? Are you hanging out on his shoulder, or are you just, like, floating around nearby?
Which would you prefer, Mr. Zelf?
You can be on the shoulder.
Okay, sweet.
So I guess you're just on the shoulder, so you're easy enough to find.
And
Do I see Brydan?
I would imagine Brydan is nearby, if not inconspicuously.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm just gonna, I guess, go in.
We move the large door aside. It is a quite dark, dingy sort of place. There's a visible aura of dust that's just kind of hanging in the air. This place seems to be largely undisturbed. Your vision obviously allows you to see the back end in like grayscale. It seems to be largely empty except for several piles of boxes here and there. One pile off to the right has just like collapsed and whatever contents have just been spilled out. There's a variety of just like metals that seem to be there of an interesting fashion. You also do see that...
Did it feel, when I cast the message cantrip, did it feel like it connected?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You also do note that there is a catwalk on the second story of this warehouse that is here. This is just looking in from the doorway. Do you wish to enter?
I do, but I kind of want to keep the door like cracked open with like just like something to like block it from closing.
What do you wish to
Like
use?
keep it.
One group has an
I'll-
immovable rod, the other does not.
Yeah. I'll just put
There's the empty boxes that are outside.
You know what? I'll just kind of have Mia just sit in like the doorway.
The door just shuts on Mia. Splat. But yeah, Mia hops away from you and stands in the doorway.
Yeah, and if anything like, so she'll be like in like the middle, like in like the opening of the door. Like the door will be like mostly closed, but she'll just be like kind of like right there.
Yeah, it's one of those large, like, sliding to the left, wooden doors. It does take a bit to heft, so it'd be quite difficult to close, but, you've been in concerning situations before.
I just don't want the door to like get locked behind me.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna have her there, and then like if something happens, like she can either like communicate to me that something's happening telepathically, or just make a noise. Just screech out in a loud meow or hiss. But I'll just have her sitting there, and I'll just start approaching.
You step into the musty place. The scent of just like stale air greets you. What is your passive perception?
My passive perception right now is 17.
You hear it. You don't see it, but nearby, near one of the columns that's holding up the roof, you definitely sense that there's a person. It's kind of hard to make them out because of the like dark vision that you have, but you see some broad shoulders that are there on the other end. Corva, there's a person to the top left and top right of you. You see them quite distinctly as soon as you enter the room.
I look between the both of them so like Gareth can clearly tell that I'm noticing more than one thing.
Yeah, I'm keeping like over towards things, like keeping like my back like to like some things so that people can't come up behind me.
Yeah, behind you is the door, so like you have an immediate out if you just like bolted. And the door is not shut. So there is that.
You probably see me looking at the other thing as well, though.
Yeah, you see Corva being a bit agitated.
Are you going to keep me waiting, Davish?
The person who you see around the pillar comes around. Was it described how he looked previously?
You gave me like a few descriptions, but he was kind of like a bit hooded, so it was hard to make out specifics.
You see a general human person. He seems to be a little gaunt, with like black oily hair. Think Snape, kind of Snape-ish. And he seems to be approaching in his way. He probably approaches from the space that he was, probably like 60 feet away, just slowly walking in your direction, probably stopping about 25 feet with distance between you.
Been some time, hasn't it?
Not it has. And how are you here?
How? Is that really a question you need to ask?
An important question. There are many people who would assume such a name.
And just where did you hear that I had died?
Word makes its way.
Through whose mouth? I'm curious.
And many eyes.
Anyone I know?
Some old friends. Them are no longer here.
Well, I can't really answer you the specifics on how I'm alive, but I quite clearly am.
How can you prove so?
Ask me anything that I would know.
Interesting. Give me a persuasion check.
"20 charisma, boys."
17?
Yeah. Ponder. However, Corva, you do indeed note the people who seem to be stealthing up in the catwalk don't seem to be doing anything. One of them seems to be potentially readying a spell, although it's hard to tell. They're just like in the stance. The other one just seems to be patient and they're biding their time.
Because Corva pointed them out, do I notice them at all? Or like, do I at least know they're there?
Something agitated me from that general direction.
Give me another perception check.
Okay.
Advantage, I think.
12.
That'll do. You do see the one on the left that is potentially readying a spell. However, that is
how far away is he?
He's quite a distance. What distance would that be? He's about 15 feet up. And about... Trying to think.
Is he between 60 and 120 feet?
Yes.
Okay.
He's about 45 feet away at most.
Okay. So, okay.
So he's a distance away, but he doesn't seem to be aggressing. He just seems to be like, if something happens, I'm gonna cast a spell. However, your question was what to Davish?
Ask me anything. I didn't ask a question. He was gonna ask me a question to prove that I am who I am.
I was just trying to reconstitute what the statement was.
Also, Corva, you can clearly tell this isn't Gareth talking.
Mm-hmm. I figured already.
He says, "What are your thoughts about the dragon in the east?"
DM.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know how to respond to this question?
Give me a history check.
History. I can do this.
You have a flash of memories of a long-bodied dragon with long tendrils sticking out from just under its nostrils. And it has just like a full tooth smile. It's just a flash that you have.
Was he gold?
No, he was a variety of speckled colors.
And his question was, what are my thoughts on the Dragon of the East?
Yes.
The speckled one. I think we both know what I feel about this about that dragon.
Is that a deception?
I mean, I finished it with he's interesting.
Go ahead and
Or
give me a
they're
deception check.
Okay. I'll give you a deception check.
It's a little bit under a truth.
I'm working with the information that you gave me here.
Mm-hmm.
Deception.
He seems to nod from across the way and begins to walk slightly closer to you. He's about 10 feet away at this point. You get a closer look at his just like generally gangly features. He's not a very pretty person. But
Corvo's not impressed.
he says, "What is it that you wanted to do? One that ought to be dead."
Well, I'm just reestablishing a contact.
Consider Dab. You have always been good to your word. Except for the times that you've cheated me. Doesn't in business.
I think you've cheated me a little bit here and there.
It's all in playful fun, I suppose.
Can I give an insight check on this man?
Sure.
Thank you.
What exactly are you trying to insight though?
Truthful, if he's being truthful to his words, or if he has any malicious intent at the moment.
Go for it. Yeah.
Nah.
Hard to play out. He seems to be hiding himself well, but otherwise he doesn't seem be in any sort of aggressive state that you can picture.
So what all do you know about my death?
I heard that there was an explosion. I heard that all parties were deceased. Bodies vaporized.
Any news reach your ears recently?
So,
About anyone else involved? Know anything about Jack?
I assume he was the one that caused the fuss. You were always talking about him.
Well then. I hope you don't, find it, bitter that I can't fully trust you at this moment.
Is it the face?
Does it? Not really, it's more so I'm finding that I can't trust a lot of people these days.
This is fair. He kind of waves his hand as if he's like shooing a fly, and suddenly his body changes into that I will picture for you now.
Oh shit.
Oh, Tiger Man!
No, wait. Wait.
It's
Is he-
Cody's brother!
No. Is this like Kamuri or is this a Rakshasa?
This is a Rakshasha.
Oh,
Shit!
Don't touch me!
This is the day we die, boys.
Rakshasa!
Don't touch me! Gonna give me his cooties!
Bam. He just
That's the
looks
face
to
I'm
you
more
and with his mind says, "That's me."
Well, that's definitely a face I'm more familiar with. But not the kind of trust that I really need right now.
It is more a pretense. I did not know if you would truly be yourself. You seem to be. Whatever may have changed about you. He just kind of like points at Paul like up and down at all this.
As long as he's not pointing at me, I'm okay.
There's a few ins and outs that I'd rather not get into right now.
Understandable. How did you end up in this state, huh? I wouldn't imagine that most would survive what you've been through.
I'm me. What more do you need to know?
I'm just curious. There are details, as you said.
Just somebody who exhibited a bit more hubris than they needed to. Things happened, and well, here I am.
He nods in a knowing sense, and then he like whistles loudly. Corva, you do note the person who was readying the spell stops doing that, and he kind of like moves. Gareth, you can kind of hear him like clattering on the catwalk above. You probably hear it less, but the other person who's on the opposite catwalk also takes a less defensive stance, and he just kind of like sits down on the catwalk to just amble about there.
I chill out a bit. Before, he was just like looking kind of stiff, but now just chills out a bit.
I would like to ask of you something, though, to re-establish business relations, if you don't have any problems with that.
Certainly.
I'm not going to ask for much, I just need a simple spell scroll.
He nods. Yeah, at this point, he's like within 5 feet of you. He's a bit hulking compared to you, like body-wise, but otherwise,
see his hands?
You can see his hands.
Okay.
Your big fuzzy paws
That are backwards.
that are backwards.
All I need is just a simple spell scroll. And that'll suffice it for me.
Spell scroll of what?
Legend lore. I've gotten myself wrapped up in a lot of things, and information, as you know, is something I value highly.
All due in this time.
Think you can procure it for me in a relatively short amount of time?
I've one back at my manor. It'll only take a few moments.
Good.
But again, I am curious. You are not human. I can sense as much.
Yes, I'm in a bit of a state right now, a bit of a transitionary period, if you would.
If you choose, you can ponder what to tell me. I do owe you for everything that you've done in the past. I can provide what you wish. It will take a moment, but if you choose to tell me before you receive your own payment, I can only be happy.
Let's call this a trading of information for information.
Exactly.
You give me the scroll, and I'll answer a few of your questions.
Very well. My companions here will not touch you, and if they do, well, they will be evaporated. Excuse me for a moment. He kind of like turns his back, and then like a spiral of shadow, he disappears.
Peck. Peck.
A bird is pecking you.
Peck.
What do you want? I think you can come out now. I'm pretty sure he knows.
Hisses and bird. Birds do hiss. It's kind of scary.
No? Nothing? Very well.
Do you await, or do you do anything while you're awake?
Where are the two people? Where are like the other two people at currently?
The one dude to the top right, who you probably now noticed, he's just kind of like sitting there, like draping his legs over the side. He's just like almost acting like a teenager who's bored. He doesn't seem to care too much. He's like, man, I got roped into this shit. What the fuck? Other guy just seems to kind of be pacing idly. He's keeping an eye on you. You sense like a little bit of hostility there, but maybe he just has like his own agenda, and he's might have gotten roped into this as well.
I'm just gonna give like a nice smirk up towards them.
Yeah,
Just kind of.
they kind of nod back to you, like they're not being unfriendly. They're just like they are what they're doing.
But yeah, so are you just going to stay there?
Don't mind me.
Who's closing the door? Who's doing it?
Mia!
Mia. What the fuck? Are you just going to stay in bird form, or are you... Clearly you want something if you're pecking at me, or are you just angry to see me?
Come out of bird form and I hit Zarius on the head.
Well, that's uncalled for.
Yeah, and I was coming to a meeting with Gareth, not you.
I've been me since I woke up.
Well, I can't tell that all the time.
That's kind of the point.
Fuck you.
Well, if I just came to you as me, I wouldn't be able to get nearly the kind of benefits that I could.
Fuck you.
Anything to say, or are we done with this conversation?
No, I just wanted you to let you know that I hate you.
As I'm well aware.
Yep.
A spiral of shadow occurs before you, and a Rashak.
I was gonna say, as like that was happening, like if you want to resume bird form, now would be the time.
No, I'm fine.
But a spiral of shadow appears before you, and a Rakshasa once again appears.
Corva has like his back to like Zarius, kind of being pouty, angry boy with his arms crossed.
Davisha approaches you again, and he hands you with his odd paws a small scroll.
All right. What information do you want?
And why are you here? Keeps you here to this plane?
My phylactery.
He kind of does like a scritching of his chin, and then does like a twiddling of his fingers, as if to say, "May he see."
You can look, but you can't touch.
Yeah,
And I just kind of hold it up.
He just kind of like examines it from a few angles, obviously intrigued. He takes out a little monocle that he puts over one eye to investigate more closely. When he seems to be done, he says, "It is a masterpiece, as you always bragged of."
It's incomplete, however. The nature of hubris.
There are those that are distrustful.
As it would seem,
What is
Jack did get a little bit out of his betrayal.
your current need?
My current need?
Yeah.
What does he mean by that?
What you doing, kid? What are your plans, essentially?
Well, my plans right now, my needs, are to see his downfall. He also still walks this world.
I've been trace whispers of. I thought nothing of them. Someone like that have exist on this plane, especially after what he did.
He's parading around with a face that isn't his own.
He's not good for it, so I have no cares.
I just kind of want to give that an insight too. If I may.
Do it.
Corva's upset.
14.
He's pouting like a teenager.
Seems
I'm rolling
legit.
really
You
bad
don't
right now.
you don't catch all the details, but it seems legit.
All I'm going to do is show someone what happens when you mess with things that you really shouldn't have gotten involved with from the beginning.
I have been by your side. You have always been good for your word.
He's not good for his. That much has been made clear to me.
Times that I interacted with him, he was an upstanding lad. He had his...
As has been made apparent, but I'm going to make him regret what he's done. But I fear he might have gotten himself involved with a bit more than just himself.
Such as how?
Well, anything else you want to know? While you have me here.
Who might he be involved?
There are working theories, names going around, and interesting positions that I've seen him in.
All the vagary is beautiful. However, the flowery words don't suit us.
I think he might be parading around with somebody who once assisted me in my endeavors. Someone that I don't really know a lot about, but maybe you do. Ever heard of a man named Zinth?
You forgot many things.
Memory's a bit hazy from the, again, separation.
Didn't like him. He was not of your ilk, as you said. Last. He and you, cohorted in your time. I don't know how you felt more than this. However, he is certainly not a fine individual by my standards, although he is quite entrepreneurial.
As I've heard, his name pops up everywhere these days.
Heard he had some major plans in mind. I know.
That's where this little baby comes into play. He's involved in something that I've become wrapped up in my unfortunate circumstance. But that's all just dust in the wind. I'll get things taken care of and then we can get back on track.
Dust in the wind creates a storm of sand. It conveniences no one.
And there's a storm that I'm bunkering down for. I have many things working on my side to achieve my goals. Many allies that one wouldn't think I'd even associate with.
On the affairs in order, should we all bunker?
Oh, you should always be cautious. You know I always was.
Danger.
Because
if danger is afoot, then being away. Battle.
Because if I know about you, he probably knows as well.
Oh.
Now whether or not he'll approach you, I don't know, but you should watch your back.
His name is around. But as
But
you know,
has his face reached your ears? Or your eyes?
not look upon such a hideous face.
Well, now I'm just insulted.
He just kind of gives a toothy smile.
Corva does that.
You don't know that information.
What?
Corva doesn't know. Corva doesn't know the situation with Jack.
He just knows that he calls somebody ugly, and he's just like, "Heh."
Yeah, that's like a universal joke right there.
Okay. I thought he was understanding implications that were being made.
No, he just heard him a tiger call someone ugly, and he's like, "Pfft."
All I need to say is you should be cautious about who. You should be cautious when my face makes an appearance.
And here I thought it was the friendly side.
It can be. But like I said, he got something out of it. And I gesture to the phylactery again.
Very well. I can keep my senses. It is part of all the pretense. He kind of like waves his hands at his comrades up in the lofts. He says, "Is there some way I should know that you are yourself?"
We can establish a code word right now. Something that doesn't rely on past information, but rather on the present.
Very.
If it would make you feel any better, you can pick the code word.
What would the code word?
Tooth.
Here, I'll make it easier for you. Just something to keep it out of hearing range, and I'll just cast message on him and just let him whisper it to me.
Since you're casting message and he's aware of how it works, he is first going to ask how your phase spiders are doing.
That's a random. Being restocked currently.
Give a name. He's otherwise asking for your face spider's name.
This is literally the password. What is your favorite pet's name?
Essentially.
You see him just kind of like breathe in, just kind of like sharply, and just like a little like twitch of his eyebrow. Jeffers.
he gives a slow nod of acknowledgement.
Uh-huh. Jeffers? Uh-huh.
I think that's what my email is. How to reset it. It's your first pet's name.
Jeffers@yahoo.com.
No, I was gonna say the resetting the security question.
Very well.
Do you have any other business?
I think that concludes our meeting here, Devish, unless there's anything else you need to know. I've gotten what I've needed out of this.
I have learned this day. It is good to know that an old companion is not completely good.
I don't think I'm going to be exiting this world for quite a long time.
Then, as I said, this is the start of a beautiful...
Was it ever the end?
I feared wartime.
But as I've just proven to you now, it's never really ended. There was just a cutting of the wires.
And so the
I'll be seeing you around, Devish, hopefully in better states next time.
Baron of Asteris. Seem
I said what?
lucrative.
See.
Meh.
Oh.
Any need of magics?
Don't get yourself wrapped up in that business, Devish. That one's certainly not to be trusted.
Servant of the Raven serves many things.
I'll be waiting outside when you're done. As this is not a conversation I need to hear.
It is of no concern. He seems to be a bit shy today, Perhaps another day we can make a deal, Baron Mistress.
I would have shook his backwards hand before I left, though.
Touch his nasty hands.
It's like he extends like his right, or like his his. I guess
Yeah, you
he'd
figure
extend
it
his
out.
right hand, and I have to go with my left hand.
No, you
I
go
thought
with
it
your
was-
right hand.
Yeah, it's right to right.
Yeah.
Well, no, if you're shaking someone's right hand, ordinarily you
Oh,
hold
yeah,
out
yeah,
your
yeah.
right hand.
Oh yeah.
So I have to hold out my left hand if he
That's
holds
so
out his right
weird.
hand because he's got backwards hands.
Nasty.
But he
Oh,
does
I
shake your
hate
hand.
him.
And then I'll just walk out.
Yep. I assume Corva goes as well.
Oh, did he want to talk to me?
I mean, he said you seem to be shy, and that maybe you could make a deal later. He wasn't trying to have any private conversation.
Well, he's talking about a deal. I'm interested.
You did not express interest.
Because he's moody right now because he hates Arius. What is it that you want?
Always use noble.
What do you have to offer?
What do you offer?
That's a damn good question. I don't fucking know the answer to it.
Magics and finances. I have them both, if they suit you.
I mean, I don't really need anything right now.
He kind of nods, and he takes a small parchment, and he writes a small little letter to you. When he hands it to you, you kind of glance over it. It just seems to be a regular letter. Basically a short bio. It's his MySpace profile. Don't mind him.
I guess there is something.
But it's a way for you to be familiar with him in case you need to send him in the future. However, there is something.
It's not really like a spell or anything. It's more of an item related.
He listens on.
A better one of these. I hold up my book.
It can be they are difficult to create.
If you're able to do something like it, let me know.
I will keep my ear to the pavement.
Okay. Bye.
Very well. You peace out. Zarius is waiting outside. At some point, the door closes behind you. For Brydan, you see them exit the building. Their little meeting seems to have succeeded. So whether you want to drop your pretense of stealth is up to you, but they seem to be.
I'll let him go. Just go to the main road and just meet up with them. Then.
While they are on the side road, do Zarius and Corvus say anything to each other?
Try not to scare the other one too much when I finally give him control. He still thinks he's sleeping in bed.
I really hate you.
I know.
I really, really hate you.
Not for
Yeah,
me
no, that's
myself.
it. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to see you anymore. Get out of here.
You just see the eyes flicker. What? What? Where am I?
Out in some deadbeat district. I'm going back to the tavern. We're leaving tomorrow. Or we're leaving now. Fuck. We're leaving now. Let's go to the damn museum. We're getting on a train.
Why are we here?
Because I hate your friend.
Which one?
Motherfucking Zarius dragged me out all morning doing this stupid shit. I let him use the goddamn sending ring. Used all my goddamn sendings for the day.
How long have I... It must be past noon.
It is past noon.
What happened?
That fucker took control all morning, used up all the goddamn sendings in my ring, made me go meet some weird tiger guy with backwards hands.
Am I
Who
dreaming
the
right
fuck
now?
even is Davi? That's a dumb name. He had backwards hands.
I'm not dreaming, am I?
No, you're not dreaming.
Okay. What all did I do here?
It wasn't you, sorry. Used all my fucking goddamn sendings this morning, I'll tell you that. Dragged our asses all the way out here to meet with some weird tiger guy named Davi. She had some weird convo about I'm
Wait.
not dead. Blip, blip, blip,
Davisha's a
blip, blip.
tiger.
Yeah, Davisha's a tiger guy. He has backwards hands.
You are
Fucking
aware of
terrifying.
Rakshasas.
Interesting.
He had to talk about how I'm not dead, blah 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 blah. And then
Uh-huh.
you asked him for a scroll, and I don't know what you did but scroll, and then you gave him some info, and then you made a password, and I didn't hear the password.
I got a scroll.
You do find
Yeah,
it in your pouch, in your satchel.
Oh. This is a nice one. I can make... Yeah, we can... This is actually useful. Yes.
What is it?
Scroll of Legend Lore.
Oh! Nice!
Something we can make use of. Where's Alia? I assume she's
Poof.
with us.
No, poof.
Around this time, as Korv is explaining that Alia poofed, Brydan rejoins the group at the intersection.
Also, we have a new friend, by the way. They're gonna be traveling with us. Their name is Brydan.
Hi, laddies.
Angus.
How'd it go?
That
Hello?
was dumb. That was stupid. I'm gonna go pick up some sausages.
Oh. All right then.
Garrett, are we going to the museum and then going home?
Sure. Do you mind if I take a... Well, we're not really going home. We're going to the capital. Remember, we have a...
Shit, you're right.
We have a... Or I guess we should maybe... Perhaps wait for Alia for that. Since she's not here. I don't know. I'll leave
In
this...
the past, has Alia poofed back into where we are? Or does she poof back into where she poofed out?
No, she poops back to where we are.
Yeah.
No,
Cause
fuck.
that'd be major inconveniences.
No. Fuck. Garrett, we're fucking going. We're going home.
Just fucking, just poofs back in the bastion, and it's just that one clip from the room, just like. What the fuck?
So we're going home and waiting for Alia
I'm
before we
getting
have that.
sausage. No, I'm getting sausages. We're going to that goddamn museum. We're going back to the capital, and then we're going home.
Okay. Well then, while we're out getting sausages, can I buy some scrolls?
Sure. What are you buying?
Zone of Truth.
Oh, that's a
Scroll
good
sausage.
I just figured if we're having a meeting with Miss Buckner, it might be beneficial to at least make sure we're being told the truth.
one. Yeah, that's a good one. I support that one.
I'm relying on you to be able to cast it as the cleric one here.
Hey, yeah, I can totally cast that.
Anyway, Brydan, right?
Aye, laddie.
So, You should have told me he was a dwarf.
I mean, can you not tell?
I'm like at your fucking waist, man. What do you mean?
I'm whispering, it's fine. Right, shopping. Right.
Listen, I'm sorry. Dwarves confuse me. They're like, because sometimes it could just be a
I've
really
never
short
I
human.
don't think we've run into one since we.
No,
other
we've seen
than-
a lot
well-
of dead
well-
dwarves.
Well, yeah, other than the Durgar before, yeah, I think he's.
No, we saw a lot of the dead ones, remember?
Yeah, but that doesn't really count as seeing a dwarf.
I mean, I talked to the dead one that's kind of like seeing a dwarf.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I mean, it was a dwarf skeleton. At
Well,
least
well
you
then
got
let's
like the
put, he's the
height
first
measurements
living
from
dwarf
that.
that we've seen that hasn't been like a Durgar or something like that.
I mean, Jack's lady friend. That was a dwarf.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about her.
Yeah, she's really irrelevant. We'll introduce you next time we go there. Maybe your cousins.
What the fuck?
You know, all
you hear
dwarves-
all this,
know,
you may take anything away from it as you
you know,
will.
all
and
dwarves
if you
know each other.
and if you need to know any history on dwarves, just feel free to ask.
See,
So,
see,
No, I mean, I don't know how to respond to that.
I'm really
That's
glad,
fair.
like, that I'm not a dwarf or a human because I feel like dwarves could get confused for like really tiny humans, but at the same time, they, like, if you also have a really small, like, stubby human, that could also be considered a dwarf. So I'm just glad. God, fuck humans, God.
but by the way, where did we get him?
Oh, at the tavern. From the guys.
That one I am whispering. That question I am
I was
whispering.
gonna say, really?
Gosh.
Like, what the
From
fuck?
at the tavern with the guys. They gave us him.
Oh,
It's just
Why?
gay. That's it.
Well, because they went to the Astral Sea.
I don't. Oh, all right. So is he like?
It's kind of like their way of babysitting us.
Oh, so okay. He's going to be fully with us, not just while we're in back.
Oh, yeah, no, he's coming
okay.
home with us.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Here, Trouble is thinking he was joining a campaign. In fact, he was just being adopted as a dog.
Yeah,
I
I
have-
guess. Shit.
Had
I
the
love
same
how
feeling.
Corva and Gareth talk to each other.
Anyway, shopping, right? Shopping.
Oh, yeah, we're going shopping.
Buy your sausages. I don't know why, but buy your sausages.
I
Then we can
told
go.
Ori I'd bring home food.
Oh, okay. And then
Um,
I'm gonna go find a magic shop to buy some scrolls, and then we can head out after we just pop into like the museum for like I don't know, like half an hour.
An important question. Treble, did we give you starting gold? I think we did.
Yeah,
Yes.
you gave him like a few hundred.
I rolled a bunch of D100s.
So
Yeah,
we like to
whatever.
do some shopping real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if there's
yeah.
any shopping, you would. Yeah.
I would like 2 scrolls of Zone of Truth.
2 scrolls of Zone of Truth. What level spell is that? I think that's level
Second.
2. I think that is a not rare.
It's not rare. I don't think. Yeah, it's like uncommon.
That would be 1,000.
Oh, for both of them. Okay. Oof. I was like, holy shit, that is way overpriced. You know what? I'm just gonna buy one.
That's
Oh.
right. Ching.
I don't wanna drop that much
Don't
money.
break the bank!
Corvus says
So-
as he spends the entire city's funds.
So- Okay, that's all I needed to do.
Rat! Ow.
Buy your sausages.
I gotta buy sausages for my boyfriend!
You do buy some bratwurst.
Do you really want to go to the museum, by the way, or can we just skip that?
I mean, it was on the. If we really would prefer to go, we can.
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
I don't-
skip it.
I don't want to do anything.
It's just
there.
kind of like
really
if we
up
had
to
like the
you.
time, but
Yeah, that's really up to you.
I mean, I mean, we can. I can always just come back, get it on the next trip.
I mean, yeah, we can always come back.
Yeah, all right. Let's just go. Let's just let's just head to the capital, I guess, before it gets too late.
Oh yeah, let's
How
fucking
familiar
plan.
are you with teleportation, Brydan?
I'm assuming we've done it before.
Yeah, you do know that Otto, you're the kind of the leader of the group that you were traveling with previously. Had a helm of teleportation. So you bounced about when you needed to. Not necessarily a fan, but you've gotten used to it.
I'd hit the inn. The old used to do it.
I didn't understand the beginning of your sentence at all.
Hi,
Can you
head
say-
yin.
What?
Hi, head yin. It's like the boss, the
Oh
top dog.
yeah. Wait here. I can make this a lot easier. I start talking in Dwarvish. Okay, you can talk normal now. I understand now.
The boss used to do it from time to time.
Ah,
know,
yeah, I
we-
gotcha.
Went around to places.
Ah, yeah.
I'm like,
Yep.
this is now gonna
Yeah,
be.
man, I totally know what you're talking about.
Hello, yes, this is John Everyman. How are we?
I'm more surprised
Just
if Corvin
one-
knows Dwarvish.
When the languages line up, everyone just becomes John Everyman.
No, see, the meme is that nobody knew Dwarvish in either of the campaigns except for Lance and Corva, so when they met up, they were gonna be the only two who knew Dwarvish.
Man,
And then I came along.
But yeah,
and
then
did.
you came along, you fucked it up.
Well, I guess we're going to the. Damn, I really wish we could let them know we're coming, but no sendings.
You fucker used up all my sendings. Yeah, blame him.
actually,
Actually,
when did you
That
fill
was
up
this
that
morning.
ring?
It was this morning.
Yeah, I used them all this morning, so they're not
Yeah.
refilled.
Yeah, you haven't had a chance to rest. So.
Wait.
Well, that ring, that
That
ring,
ring is a long rest.
yeah, that ring is a long rest, because nobody has that spell. You know, I'm sure it'll just be fine if we just go there and we just call for
Yeah.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think it'll all turn out okay.
yeah, it should be fine.
Right,
I
To
guess.
the capital!
Oh yeah, I get sausages for my boyfriend.
You do indeed get some bratwurst.
That sounds so goddamn weird.
Yeah, go ahead and spend 10 gold.
Okay, I get sausages for my boo boo.
Have the thing prepared. Where is the thing? Did I lose it?
Oh shit. I have 3 birds, by the way. Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah. That's kind of a big thing. There's 3 birds.
Yeah, don't mind the 3 birds and also the
Oh.
cat.
yeah, I was gonna say you're familiar as a cat, right?
Yeah, I have a cat.
He is a cat and I have 3 goddamn giant ravens.
Not giant ravens, but they're big.
Oh yeah, not giant ravens, but ravens are big birds.
Yeah.
They're boyos.
They're
They're little
the lads.
chonkers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I said before, just for you, not a human, by the way. You'll figure it out one day.
Well, you've said so out of character, but he has not learned yet. So
I
far.
know that's what he said. He's like, "Fuck it, that's why I hate humans and dwarves." Or that's why like human and
What?
dwarves are weird. No, he didn't say hate. He's like, "That's why humans and dwarves are weird. You can like, tiny humans are like dwarves, and like dwarves could just also be tiny humans. It's like it's back and forth. It's really up in the air."
I have casted the spell.
That is a thing. You guys zoop zoop bobbity boop, and you reappear in the capital of the Ruby Kingdom, Odessa.
I show
Alright.
paperwork.
Oh
that
yeah,
says
paperwork.
Yeah, I showed the paperwork that says we to use this
very
for
excited.
free.
That is not what
I
I
empty my pockets and there's nothing there. I'm like,
No, you're with us. It's fine. You're with us.
You're with us. You're chill.
You're with
I
the
know.
cool kids.
That's the wrong.
Are you in the battle music
I
folder?
was
yeah.
in the battle music folder. I fucked up. That being said, yeah, they take a little more time to scrutinize Brydan because they've never seen him before. It's his first time in the country, so they're just like, okay,
Baron,
let's get
I'm
your
vouching.
information.
I'm vouching.
do,
By the way.
do you actually vouch?
Yeah, he's good. You should still get his paperwork though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still showing the paperwork. Like, hey, me paperwork.
Yeah. Many of the attendants are familiar with you guys. They're not familiar with Brydan, but they copy down all his information, anything that you give. I assume you don't give any false names?
Nah.
Fair enough. You do so, and they have you down, so the next time that you pass through is easier to do. Takes like half an hour, you're done, and then you head out into the city. Brydan, you're introduced to a city that is similar to where you've grown up for most of your time. It looks a little ramshackle by your eyes. There are better artisans who are more skilled at crafting architecture over where you're from. Here, it seems just like a step down. It's like if you're used to living in like downtown Manhattan your whole life and then head to like Dallas, it's like it's close but not quite.
Yeah. Hi, so this is where you're from.
This is the capital of
Yeah,
where
this
we're
is the
from.
capital.
Well, I
Not
mean, you're the
necessarily-
baron here, right, or whatever.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
on the-
not here.
yeah,
This
not
isn't
here.
my city.
I misunderstood.
We'll be going there
We're gonna-
probably
yeah.
by end of day.
Yeah, we'll be going back to my home soon.
But yes, this is the capital of the Ruby Kingdoms, Ruby Kingdomville, because I don't remember the name.
Odessa.
Very
Did-
good name.
Odessa.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I don't have the picture.
Now I'm going to give you some. We're walking and talking as we make our way to
Yeah,
the.
yeah.
Oh,
it's
can I
Odessa.
run to the bank really quick?
You run to the bank really quick.
Shit. I'm gonna,
Oh, sure.
I'm going.
Look at this old map. I don't know what it looks like. Look at all those people.
There's
Yeah.
people. Oh, there's so many
gonna-
old tokens.
Oh god. I'm gonna turn in 10 trade bars.
You do so.
All gold.
There's so many.
I have a lot.
You should just
That's
put
not,
us
that's
on.
not, no, that's not even including the city funds.
No,
I have a lot of money.
No, I'm talking about the tokens.
Oh shit, I have
You should
I
put us
have
on the.
3,000 gold.
You
Fuck.
put us on the actual just to look at map.
Oh,
Go
right.
on,
There
Mark.
is a map. I forgot about that map. Where is that
Yeah.
map?
No, we haven't been
there's that
home in
map.
so long.
There
Oh
it is.
god.
I
Get
forgot
that
about
dragon
this
outta
map
here.
because I titled
that
it differently.
Get that
This-
fucking dragon out of here.
This map.
Get that fucking
Get to
dragon
that
out of
map.
my sight. I'm
Well,
rich
Bryden-
again, guys. I have 3,000 gold.
Well, Bryden, you actually caught us at a very interesting time where we're just about to actually go into a meeting with one of the high mages here at the capital in order to discuss various things about these pyres. So I'm sure you'll learn a lot from this exchange. I'm going to give you forewarning. This person that we're talking about may or may not be feeding information to possible enemies. So
We haven't determined if they're the spy yet or not.
we know that there's somewhere along the lines there's a spy involved in the distribution of information. She's one of the possible suspects.
It's terrible.
So just go in there with a bit of
You know, just don't tell all of our secrets or anything like that.
I don't think he knows all of our secrets.
Yeah, that's also true. Let's just go.
Yeah.
But just
I got it, laddie. I know what you're saying.
there's a saying. It's like some salt with
Take it with a
something
grain
or
of
s-
salt.
Take it with
Yeah,
a
grain of salt. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna make our way to the
And
capital.
salt got in my throat.
Oh no.
We're
It was
making
from
our
all
way
those
to-
sausages.
Leave my
making our way
sausages alone.
Making our way to the castle.
You do indeed make your way to the very antiquated castle that is here in the Ruby Kingdoms. As you enter it, you go through the customary checking of everything, but most people recognize Corva and Gareth as servants of the king at the current moment. They assume Brydan to be accompanying with you, and they let you all in. You venture to the inner parts of the court itself, and when it's announced that you are meeting with Buckner, which I assume is what you're doing primarily,
Yeah.
you're not doing anything else?
Nah, I don't think we got anything to do.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah,
the
not-
king wants to bitch at us some more.
I mean, I would inquire. Is the king still out? Is the little prince still in charge?
One of the guards does say that Prince Morgan is still in charge at the current moment.
Oh, lovely. Does the prince want to bitch at us?
Not from what you can tell. That's
Oh,
what the guards relay
lovely.
to you.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
That tiny little prince is the one who gave me my barony.
And then, yeah, I think we're just here to talk to Miss Buckner, and she probably knows why we're here.
Move all these tokens to the correct location.
I just love that this tiny little, like, 8-year-old is the one that gave me my barony.
Technically, the kingdom gave you the barony.
I mean,
Yeah.
but the
He
8-year-old made it official.
Yeah, he officiated it.
Oh, this 8-year-old made the biggest mistake of his life.
I'm sure this 8-year-old has made a lot of mistakes since he's been put in charge.
Do you carry these ravens around, by the way, with you? Or...
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
well, wait till you see what's in this room.
There used to be 4.
Hey, how can you see into the next room? What the heck?
Oh, cause
I can't see anything.
oh, cause Jerry's there. Hi, Jerry.
Oh, what
Get
up,
outta here,
Jerry?
It's not even the reason.
I'm-
Oh, that's the reason. I found another reason. All right.
Yeah, there used to be 4 birds. We're down a bird. My boyfriend's taking care of that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna casually go up and just scritch the underside of it.
God, the cat's so big.
Oh, jeez, fucking.
Oh yeah, because this is a new token. Alas, I fix.
There's like one bird that always stays on his shoulder. The other 2 kind of just hang out.
However,
You don't
Sounds
touch
good.
the bird on his shoulder. That bird's the one that'll kill you.
I'm blind, by the way.
you guys come into the small waiting room where after a time the door opens and Miss Buckner enters as she does with her sharp outfit and flowing cape.
Can you put some kind of, like, one of the cameras in here or something for him because he can't see in here?
Oh shit.
I'm blind.
Are you
He's
blind?
blind.
Why are you blind? That's not
He probably haven't
good.
set up his dark vision.
But I did, but it didn't work. Oh, why are there 2 of you? That's real weird.
That's also what I was wondering earlier.
That's
I
real
know.
weird. I'm gonna pretend that's not a problem and not worry about it. You have dark vision, correct?
He's a
Yes.
dwarf, yeah.
Dwarf. Wowee, I can see things.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
but don't do anything. Don't touch. No touchy.
I know touch.
Now you can touchy. Please see if you can move. Yeah. And you can see.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna drag you for a moment. Can you see
Okay.
this?
Oh, yes.
Oh. But this taught me a lesson that I need to fix. Excuse me while I fix that as well.
Rakshasha.
Oops. Oops.
Rakshasha.
I clicked the
Rock
very wrong
lobster.
button.
But
I need to give my anime girlfriend privileges
But,
to your character.
finish it for myself.
Ba-da,
But
Deck.
ba-da,
but
da-da, da-da.
But she walks in with her sharp clothes and her cape and bows with a greeting. Thank you for coming. In some time.
Hey!
It has. We've taken care of our business, and as stated, we've come here to discuss important business you have.
Come with new friends as well.
Hi, how's it doing, lassie? Brydan.
We picked him up in Bastion. He's a. All you really need to know right now is he's partly involved in the pyre business.
Very well. You are well met, sir.
Hi, same.
Nevertheless, did have some concerns, I suppose, with the events that are unfolding.
Yes. Can we go somewhere a bit more? Are we in her office, or are we just in like the waiting room?
This is not the waiting room. This is like a
Okay.
office of many.
Okay. I do have one request to make of you, just before we get into a lot of discussions here.
Certainly.
Just with a whole bunch of things that have been going around. It's not that it's not any particular issue with you, but we would like to make sure that just based off of various instances with past people that, and since this is such crucial information, we would like to make sure that everything that is going to be said in this room is truthful. So I'd ask for your consent in if my friend, if Corva here invokes a zone of truth.
This is all well and good.
Well then.
Oh.
Before that though, I would like to just cast a quick detect magic.
You detect magic. You discern that she has several magical items on her person. There are a few like small magical items of no consequence really around the room. But otherwise, the room is free of magics. You do detect probably like vague sensations of magical items elsewhere outside of this room.
I'm mostly just concerned with the items that she's wearing.
Yeah.
Like she has magic items that she's wearing.
She is wearing magic items.
Okay. I'd also like to ask, and we'll do the same as well, but if we could remove magical items from our person. I know some of them have the ability to make it so that this kind of magic is null and void, and I just want to avoid that.
I'm afraid that I cannot relieve myself of my spell book. There are other items that I can relieve myself of.
The spell book is fine. Yeah, the spell book is fine, but just the various magical garments and accessories would be preferred if we just put those off to the side. You can have them in front of you if you wish, but...
She undoes her belt and her cape and places them on the table.
Yeah, and I'll take off my Periap cloak and my Ioun stone. And just kind of like gesture for the other two to do the same.
Fine.
It's all in.
Take my ring off, I guess.
Cool, about the spell?
Oh yeah, I cast the spell.
The space is engrossed in a sense of magic that you all feel tingling within you all. You just feel a strange sensation that if you speak, you cannot lie.
Well, there is
You have to make a save.
There is a save if you want to make it.
Yeah.
But Corva
fair.
knows if you succeed or fail.
Oh yeah.
Because you can choose to you can choose to fail.
Buckner chooses to fail.
Yeah. I'll choose to fail.
I guess.
I make the save. What's the save?
I don't know if
Charisma.
you have to make the save.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
Well,
He's
yeah,
a caster.
because I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you can lie still.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
you have to. I can look, but I don't think you have
Yeah,
to.
have to double check, but
Yeah, I'll
Yeah, I got a -2 to that. I don't think I'm gonna be saving.
all it says is just any creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So it doesn't really say like
that actually does mean if you want to lie, you need to make the check.
What is it? Wisdom save?
Yeah,
charisma.
charisma saving throw.
Charisma save. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ah!
Good thing you didn't have to make the save though. Or do you? I
Yeah.
guess.
No,
Well,
you
does
do.
it-
No, I
To lie,
yeah,
you
I
have
guess
to.
it counts.
Corva has
You,
to,
you are
yeah.
any creature with it that starts
Yeah.
your turn within
Yeah,
the zone,
yeah, you're
so
right.
you got to do it.
So we all are telling the truth from this point on.
Mm-hmm.
You can be evasive in your
Yeah.
wording,
But
but you have to remain within the bounds of the truth.
it's just a strange sensation that seems to tickle like at your rib area. You just feel it just there.
Proceed, Miss Buckner. We're all ears at this point.
Very well. I have several concerns, I suppose. We have been investigating, as you have said, for various things regarding the pyres, particularly here in the capital. We have come to some realizations. You aware of the United Domains of the Sanguine?
I think I am actually. I did a lot of research into the Moon's Cry. So yeah, I think I do know about the events of that happened at Bastion. So I think I am aware.
Then reply as you should.
Yes, I've come across their name a few times.
They are the very large empire that predated ours. They are strange in their own ways. However, one thing that can be said without a doubt is we are part of their heart, where this land is once theirs, and where this city now stands. Their old city remains underneath our own.
Have you found the city? Or are you just going off of information?
Has always been there. Terribly been a secret before. People don't venture down into the depths anymore. Below the source, below the source itself, large and cavernous, it seems, has been built upon over many, many centuries. Again, it has been raided by adventurers long past. Nothing for most people down there. We had not thought to consider this in our research prior to recruiting you all to these endeavors, but my curiosities beckoned me. We have ventured down there once more. We have made thoroughfares to make sure that travel is easy. Dangerous, of course. There are gloom there, as much as to be said. Nevertheless, it is a thing that we have located. What it relates to your endeavors is harder to say, but it is there. You were not incorrect in your assumptions that something would be here.
How much did you explore of it?
Very little. It is slow going. We want to make sure that we preserve as many of the Knights of the God as we can.
And how many people have you told about this?
There are several that are known. Sir Bevan is of accord, as he is in charge of all the knights that are sent down there, as are some of the other castle guards.
Has the king or any of the princes been notified?
Prince Morgan has been notified. He seems to take no issue with it. Queen Morgan is also aware. The king has been out of court for some time now, so he is not privy, although, to my frankness, I do not believe that he would find this interesting.
And what of the other prince?
The other prince has also been out of court. We are not quite aware of his movements at the moment. He seems to be taking a holiday.
But you haven't reached out to him with this information?
Not.
So the only people that you have informed of this are just people within the court?
Essentially the guards of the court. Some of the knights. Sir Bevan, Sir Reynolds, and several of the other Crown Guard. Any of the knights who have also ventured down there, obviously abreast of the situation.
I see. Anything else?
In those regards, we want to explore more. Again, these ruins are well documented in their time. Documents themselves are old, but we can navigate it much. However, we have other concerns.
Go on.
What do you believe of all this business?
I know that there's a lot of different people that want a lot of different things. Some want it open just to have a chance at fleeing from various threats to their race. Some people want it open for some of the gods that supposedly reside in there, for probably different reasons. Some wish to let them out, I think just to let them out, whereas others want to let them out in order to save the world from a larger calamity that seems to be seems to be preying on the world. And there are some that don't want it opened at all, for fear that it could have the same effect on the world.
Of yourselves. She kind of nods to Corva and Brydan.
I mean, I don't think anybody's lying with what they'll do at this point. If they gets opened, or all of this nonsense comes through, I mean, it's gonna be a big disaster, of course, but I don't think anything unlike what was already stated.
You are also new to the group, the dwarf. What are your thoughts
Hey.
on the issue?
I mean, I'm not a big scholar, not very one with magic and all of the gods and all that. I'm just a simple man, doing my diligence day by day. But seems pretty bad. Seems like these things are no good. Dealt with some of them already. Gonna deal with more.
See, how many have researched as much as we can. Companions here have noted, found the majority of them. Only one said of. And whatever comes may come of it. I am concerned, however, those who are interacting with come across names. More names than this Zinth character that we are aware of.
And what are those names?
Shrouded in mystery. Say. True. I'm more concerned, rather, with who might want to keep this pyre open. Who might want to keep the pyres lit, rather. And who might want to open the dirge. Over what might be within. Have any knowledge of this?
We do. We know of various parties that want it open for their own. And there's a member of the Gith race that wants it open so that they can escape into the dirge itself. There's Emperor Caldus of the Holy Empire, who I believe just wants it open for the sake of letting out some draconic gods. There's once again Zinth, who we don't know much about and what he wants out of all of this. We've run course, I believe, with Captain Paseo, who also seeks
Apparently, yeah, they apparently want it open too.
They also want it open. I think they have some dealings with one of the draconic gods as well. And we have a group from Avalon that also seeks the opening of the pyres in order to
Release their gods.
and also in order to release the gods for the purposes that the gods can help to bring the world to a more neutral state. They believe that the world is, with the current pantheons in place, the world is becoming overly chaotic and devolving into a state of perpetual and exponential entropy that could, in their theory, lead to the end of the world as well.
Do not mean to seem obtuse. We are under a spell's effect, of course, but what are your opinions of the king?
of the King of the Ruby Kingdoms.
With frankness.
I think that he's certainly trying to keep the Empire's, what's the word? Interests at heart, for sure. I think he's a bit stubborn at times in terms of not really wanting to look deeper into other people's perspectives on this. I think that I don't know if how much thought he's put into what he's going to do if the pyres are indeed lit. But I don't, personally, from the very beginning, I don't feel like he has much of a plan. But I do understand that what he's doing is, if not for the betterment of the kingdom.
How do you feel about Sir Reynolds?
I'm
So
glad
Reynolds,
she didn't ask me about the king, oh boy.
I
So
mean, she
Reynolds
did
is-
ask, but
so Reynolds is the one is the one that's looking for the prince, right?
Yeah.
I always forget who he is.
He's the one
Is
that we just talked
this
to.
guy.
Yeah. Bit arrogant. I think Corvo would have some stern words to say and how he's been treated by him. I don't have much of an opinion on him. He doesn't really seem to. He seems very concerned with the prince, which I'm not going to lie, is also very suspicious behavior for him to just decide now of all times to go off on an expedition, especially with multiple threats about to possibly incur on the kingdom itself. Seems to not really be doing, in all frankness, the proper job of a person in his position.
You do
But
not
going
trust
back
the
to
prince.
Reynolds, I think he's relatively okay.
Then you do not trust the prince.
Prince hasn't really given me much reason to trust him in this behavior, but then there could also just be the fact that he's just currently doing things that don't add up, especially to someone in his position. He's going about in this kingdom in weird ways and not really informing anyone as to why. It's definitely suspicious.
I lament to say to all of you that have my concerns. Feel that there is someone here within the court that may know more than they lead on.
You think there's a traitor in our midst?
Have a history of making sure that they're done properly to work in espionage. I have my methods about myself. Make sure that things are dealt with in the proper manner. Proper through subterfuge. To make sure that things are said in such a way where the people who are saying them know who is saying them. Do not know who is saying certain things anymore. There are those who are speaking things that only certain people should have knowledge of. Concerns me. Is not vital at this point.
I think
But-
it's incredibly vital.
Information itself is not vital.
Every bit of information can be vital information.
This is the concern. Not the information itself, but the leaking of it. Whoever is speaking this information seems to know quite some things. However, I cannot pinpoint who they might be.
You asked us what we thought of various people. What are your thoughts on the same people? What are your thoughts on the king?
Expect the king in all his full authority.
What are your thoughts on Sir Reynolds?
Think he is brash. Think he is crude. But he is a good knight. Would he reveal information I do not know? Perhaps. Perhaps out of his own foolishness.
What are your thoughts on Sir Bevan?
Sir Bevan is a loyal knight. He has served Prince Morgan since his birth.
And what are your thoughts on the Elder Prince?
I have my feelings on the Elder Prince. He is a, as you say, odd individual. He has his ways about him. He's always been a bit gallivanting. But beyond this, he doesn't seem crude. Also does not seem tactful, if you understand my meaning. And again, the spell is active, so I mean no offense to him. However, he, not forethinking.
There are ways to find out who leaked stuff, but with everybody no longer present, it doesn't really work as well.
How so?
Well, she's referring to the zone of truth that we've brought you into.
I'm talking about figuring out who.
Yes, but you're implying with the same methodologies that we're imparting right now.
No, there's actually other ways. Again, though, it being hard to get information to people, though, when
Because
they aren't
everyone's so
around.
scattered, yes.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to lie to you, Miss Buckner, we also are aware that there might be some leaking of information. That's why we took the precautions that we did with this meeting.
Hey. Any others
So
that you suspect?
You've already named most of them. We think it's somebody within the courts itself. Anyone from the king to the prince to Sir Bevan, Sir Reynolds, to even any of the advisors that are in the court itself.
To be honest, part of my concern is with your group as well. You know more of this than anyone. Who you acquaint with concerns the court itself. Don't know who you operate with. Part of your freedom is adventurous.
We don't want to see this kingdom in ruin. That has led to us having to make some alliances that probably on the surface don't seem to be with the intentions that we would relay in on the surface level, but when you look deeper, we do want to try to save this kingdom as much as we can. But there are some concerns that we've learned about and some pretty big pieces of evidence that support them.
These words I trust. Is there anyone with those that you cohort with that you believe to be suspect?
Suspect of what?
But perhaps telling things that should not be told.
One of their various members has some suspicions of some of their own party members that might that they don't fully trust. So there is some potential there, but I can't say one way or the other whether or not they're leaking major bits of information. We have been relatively keen on keeping new information from various people, but the Avalon team is somebody that has probably just about as much information as we do.
Over. Is there anyone you may know? Maybe some.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
'Cause I generally trust everybody that was at the meeting, the big meeting that we had.
Yeah, no, but I think
Everyone there is trustworthy.
yeah, I think she's inquiring on who you don't trust. Like if there are people that we've interacted with that you don't trust.
I speak not about my opinions on those in the court because of my standing. There are those from the Avalon group that I have my distrust with. But then again, they are not in the current court, so I see not how they could get information out.
Miss Buckner seems to be casting a spell. And so she does.
Yeah, I'll let it slide.
She seems to message you, Corva, and says, "Please speak freely. There are concerns within the court, as said."
I mean, Cora doesn't have any like other opinions that were already mentioned, so it's like,
Okay, so you basically share all of Garrett's opinions.
yeah.
You relay such, and she nods. Very well. And there are the concerns that are there, but they shall remain until further evidence evidences itself.
Again, there is a viable option you can do, but it's hard to get information to people when one of the suspects is currently missing. So,
Sadly out of my control. Care of the magical affairs here. It's only so much that can be done.
an idea for you in the future. Make up 5 different lies. Tell everyone something different. See which one leaks. Then you know who did it.
They were only so easy.
Exactly.
such.
Everyone's split up. It's a bit late now.
More that I have already attempted this again. Master it has
Lies! Lies!
She can't lie.
She can't lie, but I feel like she's not that smart, even though she's trying to be that smart.
That's fucked up.
She's calling DM bullshit.
I'm calling DM bullshit that Chris is saying she tried that because he wants to make her seem smart.
No, that's whatever. I'm okay with this.
I mean, you could also, like, pierce the veil here. Like, you got her in a truth spell. Like, she can't lie. Like,
Have
if...
you told anything to anybody you weren't supposed to?
That's just what?
Anything about the pyres? Talk to anyone that you weren't supposed to?
I've consulted
Sweet.
with some for knowledge on the pious. What were you gonna say, Trouble?
I'll say, to be fair, earlier she said she had no idea of any potential leads. Just as a general statement, I would feel like if she did have potential leads, like if she was a lead, then she wouldn't have been able to say that.
I mean, I'm just making sure I'm covering all of our edges.
Yeah,
she
no,
she
I-
does say she is consulted with others.
Who?
This pie business is fraught with magical knowledge beyond my needs, so I have consulted with Professor Argentum from Vale Academy.
How recently?
Sometime several months ago, after for which you had been beckoned by the court, and before I had learned more about the situation below the depths of the city.
And you spoke to him of the pyres, specifically the pyres.
Specifically, more of the magic that they are using to coordinate this grand scale of things. It is beyond my knowledge, but it is not beyond his. He was the one that aided me in learning about the history of this city Odessa has always been called Odessa, but did not know that old Odessa is so far beneath us and so intact.
Now, Chris, when we had our gentleman at the meeting, did he... And we were telling him about this, did he ever, like, say anything about this, or did he...
He didn't mention it because it wasn't asked of him, but it's that sort of thing where it's like, it wasn't asked of him, so he didn't mention it, so it's like,
But, like, did he come into this with, like, did he ever, like, present that he already kind of knew about this pyre situation?
Not outwardly. He did not seem surprised by it, though.
Okay.
If you want any further information, you can insight it, like, do, like, a past insight, essentially, but otherwise, that's what you generally gain.
Call epiphany. Give me
Dang.
an epiphany check.
Yeah, you generally gain what you have just gained.
Okay. Anyone else outside of him?
Fiancé
You
Bevan.
trust our Gentum?
Gentum is a good man. Been knowledge of him for some time. Trained at Vale Academy. Good headmaster. Well lived. Great experience to his name. Sure that he may know more than I do myself. Do not know the extent of his own knowledge. He has been headmaster for over 100 years.
And Argentum doesn't really trust her, right?
Correct.
Interesting.
What a fun time. Sorry to bring you into so much random lore you probably
Yeah.
don't know, Trollo.
This is
Or not
Trollo.
Trollo. I saw the T and I was like, yes.
you know,
Oh, my brain's smushed.
this is a giant lore
like,
drop right now.
No.
I
If
have
anything,
no context.
no. If anything, this is like a great primer for like all the fucking webs that you're dealing with.
It's true. It's true.
We hate our lives.
There's like a lot of information just being dumped on this man first session.
That's fine.
Man, I just want to go home and make sausages. Just want to go home and grill these brats, man.
Like honestly, besides the names, everything's pretty easy to follow. There's like a couple people who are a suspect, and there's like suddenly maybe a couple other people who are a suspect.
Yeah, I mean, I got some.
I do
ideas
just
going.
because I don't presume that there's anything else that you wish to share with us or have to share with us.
There's
Yeah.
only so much to share. I wish to seek
I just
more.
want to be sure that there was no other topic of discussion you wanted to get to, or if those were the two, just the ruins underneath and the possible inclusion of a spy.
These are my central concerns. I am mostly concerned with making sure these pyres are not lit themselves. Do not know the results of it, but from what research I had done by the time we had first met, it can only be disastrous.
I have a question. Which of our suspects deals the most with foreign diplomat / royalty?
Foreign affairs.
Prince, obviously, is to be a suspect. Not believe him to be so. Standing as a citizen of all and the country itself. There is nothing to be said of whom deals most with diplomats, him and the king.
Gareth, do you remember what you-know-who, and then he, like, points at the ground, said about the prince? Implying Queen of the Underdark.
Yeah, I know who
implying
you're
she wanted him dead.
I know
yeah.
who you're implying.
She wanted him dead for a
Yeah.
reason, but she's also the one that told us there was a spy.
Actually, what am I trying to say? Brydan, give an insight check.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Wow. That's a poop.
I was gonna say, if he gets Queen of the Underdark from me saying you know who and pointing at the ground,
He was
like
there.
that's.
He
Oh.
was there.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
He was there.
I forgot you were in a cage.
I don't think that
One time.
I don't think that this individual you're speaking of really had much to say in the way of much. I know they didn't like the prince, and
They
they did.
didn't like the
and-
prince, but they're also the ones that. How would they know that there was a spy among them as well?
They have their own webbing of information as well, I would assume. It's definitely a connecting point, but it's definitely an interwoven aspect of the various webs.
Are you willing to talk about that with her? About you know who?
I mean,
You're
we
willing to
can.
hear.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him.
I mean, sure. I don't really see why not.
Okay. One of the. Although we already had our suspicions before, one of the ways that we got tipped off about there being a possible spy in the court was actually the Queen of the Underdark.
Brydan, you had your hunches before. You had met the Queen of the Underdark. You got captured and put in a prison with her, saying that you were bad dudes.
Yeah.
This is related to your current situation. So you are abreast of the knowledge that deep in the Underdark you ventured down and met a queen who was kind of an asshole. You were trying to do your own shit, but you got caught and put in prison for a hot minute. Then the queen died and you don't know why.
Unless like the group told him that we did it because we told them that we did it.
They probably would have said if you did mention that you
Like,
did
oh yeah,
kill.
they're the fuckers that killed the queen!
Yeah, we
Ne-
did tell that group that we did kill the queen.
I forgot that
imprisoned
detail. Hey, these are the fuckers that killed the queen. It also saved your life inconsequentially.
Oh. Hey.
them. Hey, it all works out.
All comes full circle.
Yeah. But as you were saying, Corva.
Just if there's anybody that would especially have relations down to her, she also particularly wanted the prince dead.
Couldn't imagine who would have any association with someone from the Underdark. This is news to me.
Afraid the only side left of that story is his.
Actually, we do have somebody we could ask. Her right hand is in the city, or her old right hand, that is.
True.
We could go ask where he believes that she got this information from, or if he even knew.
Yes, at some point we could do that. I think he was one of the espionage people himself, I believe.
If you know anyone with more information, I would also like to be acquainted with them.
We don't really want to drag them into all of
Yeah.
this. They are trying to live their lives, but I do think they can bring a little light on information and where the Queen of the Underdark might have gotten hers from.
We want to keep these people separate from it. They're just trying to live out a normal life at the moment.
All light in the darkness is valuable at this moment. Suddenly you see her, like, take a step back briefly and, like, grasp her temple, but she shakes it away, brushing her hair out of the way, and then regains her composure.
You alright?
I had a moment. A voice, I suppose.
And
Voice of what?
whose voice would that be?
I believe I should say.
I think this is
The best time to
The
say.
best time to say.
Aye.
Believe it is religious in nature.
I'm a cleric. Hello.
I've also had my dealings.
Was it one of the 9?
She kind of looks troubled for a moment and says, I don't believe so.
Was it one? Do you have any sort of
Arnia?
idea? Yeah. Do you have any sort of idea as to what pantheon?
It's as if I know their voice.
Explain.
What did they say?
No, how to describe. It wasn't in words, in vision.
What did you see?
Sense that saying is not.
Wait, what?
Whatever I was saying, that's what I should not say, is what she's saying. Essentially, she was crossing a line by whatever just contacted her.
Is it more that you shouldn't say or you can't say?
Say anything I will, but the experience just now was strange. Say,
Foreign? Was it foreign?
She's
or
a
has
wizard,
this happened
right?
before?
this is foreign.
And why be scared of it?
Don't know what it is.
Then explain more.
Should I explain?
What
Yeah, at
you
least
saw.
Either what you saw or explain any thoughts you have on who may have given you this vision.
Or to continue on to what you were saying. I mean, you say I didn't want you to say it, but I mean,
you could
it
always
sounds
say
like
it
it's
as
pretty
well.
good information.
Saw a dark face in a clouded room as if filled with incense.
Oh.
What?
Just oh.
Oh,
Do-
does that
do
mean
you
anything
know?
to me?
And does this mean something to you?
Not
Just-
to myself.
I'm asking Corva.
No, that oh is out of character.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And that's all you saw was just a dark figure in a room filling with incense.
Can I give an insight check to that description to see if it's any recollection for anything I've studied?
A
Because now
disadvantage.
he has studied the Nine, the Eternia, and he's dabbled into the vestiges at this point because of Oxton.
A
Would that
disadvantage.
be religion then?
At disadvantage.
That would be religion, yes.
I'm gonna guidance it. Oh, it's poo poo. That's
Unsh-
11.
Unsure.
Fuck.
Does Brian? No, I don't think. No.
I don't think I know, but I mean, unless there's one specific person, but
Then this is purely religion. Is there like any historical significance?
Not for Corvo.
Okay. Well, I meant for me.
For you, no.
Okay.
I don't think it would have anything to do with
Mm,
me, but
Well, what she describes seems obscure.
Hmm.
Can I commute?
You could.
You could.
Who would be the best to ask about this? Probably the Raven Queen, honestly.
Perhaps.
Trista's too ditzy to care. I don't think the Vagrant would care either, and Hazard would just give nonsense answers.
You commune who you think you should commune.
I think Mama would give me the best answer.
Corvo takes a moment to begin communing, but you can discuss with Buckner until he begins.
So just to reiterate, she had a vision, and that vision essentially told her that what she was about to say, she shouldn't say.
Correct.
What was the information that you were going to say? What did it pertain to? Let's try to do a little work around here.
She blinks several times. Not sure.
You're not sure. Do you
Not
not remember?
What I did, but I don't believe I do.
Oh, is it the patron? God, it was that fucker again. I'm gonna get pissed.
And what were we talking about right before?
That is up to you. That's not up to her.
No, I'm asking you.
That is up to
See if
you.
you remember.
She was about to say something like all candles are bright light or something that we need or bullshit, and then she had the fucking vision.
I'll go back into the VOD
All light
eventually.
in the darkness, essentially.
Hmm.
With regards to whatever you were inquiring about. You were mentioning information that you weren't giving full information on. She asked a question and she had a vision.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe. No, I was gonna say, like, she didn't recognize it. I was gonna say maybe it was. But also, he wouldn't portray himself like that.
Hmm.
Also,
I was
remember,
gonna
you're
say,
casting
like-
a spell. You can't say shit.
No. Like, this is just me, like, theory crafting.
She's a wizard, right?
Yeah, she's a wizard.
She's a wizard.
It wouldn't have been. Because that was in regards to our boy and girl. That was in regards to Brienne and Alice that we were talking about. And so my only idea that would defend them would be Trist, but he wouldn't portray himself as that. So,
Hmm.
you know what? Fuck it. Maybe I should commune with Trist. Yeah, I'm gonna change it, Trist.
That's fine. You still need to cast a
change it.
spell. There's
Yeah,
a little
I'm
time
gonna-
for conversation if Gareth
Yeah,
wants to
I
say
gotta
anything else.
ritual cast it. I'll do Daddy Trist.
By that time, the
I mean, you can
zone-
actually cast
zone
it.
will be
just-
up also.
No, I have to ritual cast it. It's not one of my spells.
And how long does Zone of Truth last?
15 minutes.
Okay.
So by the time she's done with that, it will be done.
Yep, that much is
For
true.
sure.
I trust her at this point.
Yeah, she seems trustworthy, but I don't know about some other
She-
people.
Yeah, she's definitely putting off a trustworthy vibe.
Well, like I said, she said earlier that if she actually had a clue, and like her herself would be an idea of someone that was leaking information. So obviously she's not leaking information because she wouldn't have been able to say that.
Mhm.
She may be inadvertently like.
Yeah, she could be
Not
dodging
knowing.
truths, but it's like, given what she said, it's hard to dodge a truth, especially since
Yeah.
she's naming names.
I guess like I would just to like really just make sure. I do before this zone wraps up. I do just have a few things to wrap up here. One, I don't think that you probably have a lot of power in this, but I would hope that you could in some way possibly restrict access to the pathways down to that city to basically no one, but probably our group. Anyone run past our group. I think at this point our group needs to at some point go down there and study that place ourselves.
There's only so much restriction that I can offer. But Bevan is in charge of all of the knights that go down there. Largely.
If you trust Sir Bevan in any accord, then I don't know if you've shared the possibilities of a traitor amongst the court with him.
No.
But if you trust him, I think that if he's truly serves this place, then the best course of action would be to, if there is actually something down there, it should be handled more by people that are more involved in this than mere scouting parties.
Very well. I can discuss with him to make sure all the routes are sealed.
Only if you fully trust him.
Yes.
Don't seal them, but don't so much as seal them. Don't permanently seal them. Do make it so that we could, if we need to, get in there.
The biggest concern is that we do not know all the entrances. It is quite large. It is a labyrinth, almost.
But if you can at least control the one that you do know of, that's important.
Very least I can offer you this. And she like goes over to like a cabinet which has a variety of information that she stores, and she presents essentially a map of the city. It shows a particular area of the city that they found a particular entrance that heads down into the underground.
Get
And
that shit in the bag.
she does not let you take it. However, she lets you view it. And also tells you essentially how to get there if you wanted to walk there yourselves.
Write that shit down. Write that shit down.
It is assumed that is now in your knowledge how to get
Put
there.
it in the bag.
Okay.
It's a little bit west of town, but that's all. The detail doesn't matter. You get there if you go there.
If you can restrict any sort of access to that to keep people from going out there, last thing we need is for someone in this court to stumble upon something big and that information be leaked as well.
Very well.
In a world where information is getting leaked, the biggest aspect is controlling who has what information.
Agree. Do you have any other questions for Buckner?
I do want to just, like, I do have one very important question for Buckner.
Uh-huh.
I just need to get this out right now before this ends. And I do need you to answer in a clear yes or no. Just to clear my own consciousness of all this. Have you intentionally given information to anyone outside of the court or Professor Argentum?
Beautiful.
Then yeah. That's all I need.
Peasy.
Easy peasy. Lemon squishy.
At some point, the zone of truth ends. Corva, you may commune.
Hi, Dad.
You mean mom?
No, I'm talking to Dad.
Which dad?
Trist.
Which one of my 3 dads? I have so many parents.
I think one is more like a crazy uncle.
Yeah, I have the dad that just wants me to get married. I have the stoic dad. I have the crazy uncle, and then I have mama.
No, he's not an uncle. He's a nephew. Let's be honest.
Okay, batshit crazy nephew.
Anyway, commune with your trusty
Okay.
boy.
I'm my trusty boy. Hi, we were having a talk about Brienne and Alice and some other deity interrupted our conversation. Do you have an idea of who that could have been?
Okay, repeat what you just said.
We were talking about Brienne and Alice. Somebody that is in his domain. I did a quest for him literally for those two.
Yeah.
We were talking about them and their importance and how they could come into play in this important resolve. And the conversation was cut off by some other unknown deity. Do you have an idea who it could have been?
No.
Fuck.
And that's kind of what I expected.
God damn it, Dad, why are you useless?
That's your
Another.
second question?
That's my second question.
That's my second question. Why are
He's
you
just like, ouch.
Use it properly.
Hmm. after taking a look at our situation, which you are aware of currently, do you think that the ones doing wrong do lie more in the court here, as in the spy?
By the way, could I tell if she like actually entered her trance like while she was doing the ritual cast?
At some point, you do see that, like, Corva is in a state of
Okay,
higher
it's like-
communing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go over there and put my hand on her shoulder and cast guidance, since it only lasts for a minute, and you took 10 minutes.
That happens at some point. However,
I don't have to roll anything, sadly.
yeah.
Just in case.
The answer is unclear.
Dad! Dad, you're being such a disappointment right now.
I didn't expect to get much out of Trist, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't. I was just
Trish.
hoping.
Trish.
It involved Brienne and
Yeah,
Alice.
I know, I get
so
where your
was
head's
hoping-
at. I get where your head's at. I feel like at this point, though, you get more out of Hazard.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna propose to my boyfriend this week. You gonna help me out? I'd appreciate it. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm gonna. No. Please help.
What is in your heart is what is in your soul.
Dad, I want. Dad! Dad!
Stop being such a bitch.
Dad!
Your dad's time to grow a pair.
I should have communed with the Raven Queen.
Your dad wants you to move out of the house.
I mean,
It's my house!
but also you have technically two fifth level spells, so you could do it again if you wanted to.
Commune gets weird when you do it more than once.
Does
But also, it's a ritual spell.
does it?
Yeah.
Wait, is it more than once?
Yeah, when you do it more
Okay,
than
two
once,
or more.
it-
Yeah, yeah.
Want to try the Raven Queen really quick?
I mean,
Literally.
yeah, like worst answer, like it's not like a permanent failure like
All
Wish. It's
right,
like
come on.
it
come
just
on,
might it
Mom.
might poop on you, but hey.
Okay.
Ma'am!
Wait, all right. Do you want to try Mom or Crazy Nephew? I feel like Crazy Nephew is in with like the dark deities.
Well, yeah, but since we're forcing him to answer truthfully at this point with Commune, you can weasel some information out of him.
Crazy Nephew. Crazy Nephew.
I need a D100.
My hands are currently tied. Okay, there I am.
Hey, I can't help you there.
I untied them. It's okay. I got them wrapped in a string.
Oh, okay, I
That's
think that's
just
a
fine.
pass.
That's just fine.
Yay! I hate talking to him so much. Hey! So, we were having a super interesting conversation. And I know that you're in with, like, the nasty dudes and, like, the cool kids. Like the patron and all of them. We were having a lovely conversation though. Do you know who happened to interrupt our friend over there from speaking?
Yes.
He knows.
Are they from a known god's pantheon? This is like to get like, are they in a pantheon or are they outside the pantheon?
Yes.
I think that might just be backward. Like, I feel like that might just be backwards knowledge on because he's an idolin now.
Well,
Out
I'm
of
thinking
character.
it's probably somebody from the K-pop boy band. So it's either the patron or it's somebody from, because I don't think it's the Eternia. So it's either patron or vestige pantheon, which I don't think that would be the vestiges.
Yeah, 50-50 chance from what you said you think it is.
Was it the patron?
No.
All right. Well. Thanks for the lovely conversation, Dad.
I mean, he knows.
Yeah, he knows.
Do it again tomorrow.
Can I just give a general prayer just to see if he'll answer, just for funsies?
Sure, like what do you pray?
Hey, like, that was pretty fucked up. But it was also hardcore what he did to her. That dude fucked her up. Whoever it was. Who was it, by the way? Because he really fucked her up. Like, it's kind of interesting. I want to see it happen again, honestly. Who did that?
Prayer.
That was neat. What?
A prayer.
Alright, that was it.
Religion.
Okay, I have guidance.
I did this.
That's a 22.
Interesting.
I did this.
So repeat what you said again?
Like, hey, that was pretty fucked up, whoever that was, whatever they did to her. Who was that anyways? I kind of want to see it happen again. It was pretty metal. Who was that, by the way?
Do you really think that?
For those in the room, Corva's eyes go to the back of his head. Brydan, you notice immediately. It's fucking weird, but we're in like slow-mo time, so hold on.
Yeah. I mean, you're a lot more intimidating. I just wanted to know who messed with her because it was pretty entertaining.
They're out of my league.
As in stronger, or
I don't
not as
want them to be.
Oh. Well, then we can get a mutual benefit from this if you don't want them to be.
And what is that?
You know, we figure it out. Maybe fuck with their plans, and because clearly they're trying to interfere with what we're doing. So maybe they want what our enemies also want. So it's we fuck up our enemies, it also fucks up their plan. It'd interfere with what they're trying to get.
Are you trying to look for something from me, Corva?
If they are a mutual enemy, maybe.
And what if you're the mutual enemy?
Would I be a cleric then?
Just because you use my power doesn't mean I don't want to fuck you.
Can we never talk to this guy again?
This is one of my dads. Leave him alone.
This is that hazard boy I told you about.
Well, shit.
When you learn that you're a cleric of a god that hates you.
I mean, I already assume he hated me.
Yeah,
He
but
hates everyone.
He really hates. Like he let you be a cleric. Wait a minute.
Not gonna lie, I already assumed there was some hostility here.
Wait a minute.
He says that.
Yeah,
He
no,
says
that's fine.
that. Yeah, I'm not. I already assumed there's a little bit of hostility here. but I'm offering to, hey, if you don't want that person to get stronger, you know, I can help with that. I am a cleric.
And there are people in the way.
But who am I trying to keep from getting more powerful?
Caitlin Buckner, Prince Morgan.
What about those two in particular?
They're in the way.
And who's the other one that tried to intervene?
None of your concern. Do what you're told, Korva. You're used to that, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
There's another one in the way. She's always in the way. You could fix that. Pretty easy. All you need to do is fix it. And then she's no longer there.
And which one is that? If there was another.
You know the one. The one who's pulling at my string right now. But her strings don't reach me.
You know, I kinda get like all my power from her. That's kinda hard to do.
You act like I care.
Mm-hmm. I just galaxy brain something? Oh no, what did you galaxy brain?
It's probably not true at all, but I just galaxy brain that what if you're the mole? Like you're no. So Hazard is watching you, and he's leaking all the info through you.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Like that's galaxy brain levels.
Why is the prince in the way?
Now where would the fun be in secret?
Well, I know that the Queen of the Underdark also wanted him dead.
That's because he's an asshole. But I like assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. And then what about this one? Just digging too deep?
This one?
As in Caitlin Buckner.
Again, she's in the way. You could fix everything. Although I'll send a message.
Is it gonna be as violent as the last message I helped you send?
Only a little.
I can't destroy the whole palace. I mean, that would be fun, but you know, I can't do that.
Now you're just giving me ideas.
Okay, well, I appreciate you kinda sorta not telling me who interrupted her, even though that's what I really wanted to know, but I appreciate the talk anyways.
You could know.
Everyone make an int save.
Make a what?
Everyone
Int
make an
save.
int save.
Even me?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
We gotta make one for
Yeah.
We're
Buckner.
going down.
So slow-mo back in real time. Corva was communing. Corva came out of his commune, and then he like put his hands together to pray for a minute, and like you were just kind of watching him as all this is happening, Brydan. Like we do like a slow-mo like camera spin around the room as everyone's just like in thought process of what they were doing previously, as you're just looking up at Corva. Suddenly, you feel something near your eye. Do you do anything about it, Brydan?
I mean, I like swat at it. If it's like a physical feeling,
Yeah.
like swat at it. But
You kind of like mess with your eye real quick, and you see blood in your hands. You're brought to your knees, as is everyone else in the room, as you all begin to cry blood.
here or something.
What did you do?
Anyone can react as you choose, but you are all like physically thrown down to your knees, crying blood.
What is Miss Buckner's reaction to this?
She's like kind of
What the hell's
freaking
happening?
out, but like silent.
Yeah. Hey. Is this normal? What the fuck's
No.
going on?
No, like, is there like any pain?
It hurts a little bit, but not too much. It's just like a stinging pain from your eyes because of all the iron that is coming out of your eyes.
I try to recall. Do I recall the conversations that we've just had?
Yes.
I kind of do like a quick memory check.
Yeah, like everything you've talked about is just fine. It's just like at the end of the conversation, while you knew Corvo was like communing, like you just took your eyes off him for a moment. You saw like Brydan cross the room, and then suddenly you felt the need to drop to your knees, and then you're just crying blood, and you don't understand why.
I'm gonna slowly start to cast Identify on myself.
All of the normal things that would occur with Identify happen.
Am I being affected by any spells?
Nope.
Okay.
Can we go home?
How long does this last?
Just for a moment, you just like have
Oh.
a few like strong bloody tears that come down, and you like when you wipe them away, they're gone.
What happened?
I want to go home.
Okay, but what happened?
What did
I
happen?
regret talking to him every time I talk to him.
one? Oh, you talked to him, didn't you?
I regret it every time.
I don't know why you. I don't know why you haven't want to have anything to do with him. But, it's your life decision. I can't really say
He
anything about
knows
that.
who did that. And he points at Caitlin.
Interesting.
Excuse me? What exactly sort of spells are you casting, sir?
Cast any.
I think that was more prayer.
I mean, that's all fun and good,
Nope.
but what the fuck happened?
Well, going from what Corva said, it appears that there are that there are people involved in this that we didn't know were involved in this. I wouldn't say people's a good word, actually.
More information, the merry.
I'm scared to say anything because I'm afraid that if I say anything, I might be smited down.
Oh wait, here, I'm gonna commune it once more time.
I'm gonna insight check Gareth.
Go for it. Gareth, are you lying inherently?
No, I mean, like, he's kind of just like, man, I just cried fucking blood. I'm just like, I'm kind of scared. Like, he wants to say, but he's like genuinely scared.
Give me a persuasion check.
Corva's lying on the ground. My gods don't love me.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Man, that is a
God.
amazing
God damn.
check. Good lord. Yeah. So you get the sense, Brydan, that like he's telling the truth. Like he's having a moment right now.
Yeah.
You gather that he knows more, and you could probably ask about it later. You don't have a sensation that like he'd be untruthful to you in the future, but right now he's just like having a moment, and you can't really get much out of him.
Yeah.
All I'll say is that there might be something to that chaotic god thing I was talking with you about earlier.
I want to go home. Can we do that after I try communing one more time?
Why would you do this again?
Because I need answers.
Who are you even going to talk to?
The same.
Why?
Just
Oh,
one more
my.
time. It's fine. It can't get worse than crying blood, right?
Yes, it actually could.
It can't get worse than crying blood, right?
Who are you
Swear to
communing
God.
with, cleric?
Are worry about it.
You barely,
Barely
made
beat
that.
that.
You're doing it again?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. How are you
Yeah.
casting it again?
That's what I was saying. I thought you only had 2 slots.
I don't need
No.
slots for its ritual.
Oh
It is-
shit.
It
Alright.
is ritual.
Alright.
Also,
Well,
I have 3 spell slots. Fuck you.
oh shit.
It's also
you do.
true.
Are you
I
casting
have
it with your
3
third spell slot?
No, I can't cast it with the spell slot.
Why not?
Because it's a
Because
part of the
not a
ritual book.
spell.
It's not a warlock spell. It's a
Oh,
cleric.
Warlock
It's a cleric.
spell.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a cleric
right,
spell.
right, right.
I have
That
to
he
use
gets-
a ritual.
That part I knew. That being said, that means there's an 11-minute cast time.
Yes.
Buckner resolves any worth-standing issues and asks to leave if he's doing it again.
I don't. Do I
You can
kick him?
all leave. It's fine. Go.
Oh, you got like a bucket of water or something that I can wash my face off?
I'll provide
I
some
went like
people in
super
a
Irish
moment.
with that one.
Hold on. I'm gonna make a quick. I'm gonna make a quick thing to see if I even just want this to happen.
Yeah. Basically, what Caitlin's saying is like, if you got anything to say to me,
Go.
I'm leaving. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
High or low? I need someone to just say high or low.
Low.
Okay. Low will be. Okay. All right, you got lucky. I'm leave. I'm just. Brydan, we're getting out of here. We're getting out of here. Let's go.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
telling
So
me
they're leaving
twice.
Corvo alone.
I'll leave the cat in there,
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
god. Poor
and
cat.
I can look through the cat.
But yeah, like, Caitlin excuses herself. Do you have any other business with her outside of the room?
Mm,
Not
not
really.
really.
Sorry about him.
I'm actually gonna like count, like time it down to where like Corvo would be like mid commune, and then I'm gonna tell Caitlin something.
Uh-huh. You are mid
But I'm gonna be
commune.
like, yeah, I'm gonna time it down to where it's happening as Corva is mid commune.
I would imagine like you, Buckner, and Bryden are like down the hall, a safe
Yes, no,
distance away.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, we're outside ear range of just like we're very far away.
But what do you say?
To Buckner, I'm not actually gonna say. I'm gonna.
Message.
I'm gonna actually like with just because like it's just what's available. I'm just gonna take like some of the blood off my face and just kind of like I guess like on like the back of her arm just start like slowly spelling out hazard.
Yeah, you
Until,
probably
like,
get like
going like letter
Z, like half of
Yeah,
the Z.
going, like, slowly just trying to just not say anything and just like until I see realization in her face.
Yeah, like once you get to like half of the way to Z, which is basically all your little bit of blood can make, is she just like, you see her eyes widen with like acknowledgement, and then she kind of nods in just like concern, just in general.
And then I
I'm
immediately
a cleric. What do you
I'm-
expect?
I immediately wipe the blood.
And she kind of like licks her thumb and wipes it off her hand.
Commune, sir.
Yes. The commune spell activates. So, Corva, what do you commune? to hazard
one.
again.
For one, that sucked. Also, I'm just going on about what was talked about before about which God fucked with Caitlyn. I don't believe it was any of the 9. If any of them were to do it, it probably would have been you, and I don't think it was you.
No.
So, and that wasn't a question.
Okay.
Was it any of the gods in the Eternia?
No.
Was it any of the dragon gods?
No.
Was it one of the vestiges?
Unclear.
Beautiful. Thank you for your time. It's been lovely as always. I'm gonna go wash my face. Have a good day. I crawl down the stairs.
Corva does leave the room eventually.
So,
From down the hall, what does she look like? Like more blood coming through, or what?
Corva, like he still has the like stains of blood from where he cried previously, but
he
otherwise
looks
beyond that.
tired. He looks like he just dealt with a 5-year-old, or a 10-year-old, sorry, because he did.
No worse for wear, but beyond that. No worse than yourself.
So I don't really understand. You know what? That's a little weird, huh? Just having a nice old chat with your god and then you cry blood.
Yeah, it's never happened before, and it's concerning knowing who it's from.
Well, I think I found out. The Pantheon the god was from.
Knowledge is useful, I suppose.
So you didn't think it was the 9, so I didn't ask about the 9. But I did ask about the other 3 pantheons I know of. I got nose to 2 of them, and I got an unclear to 1, so I can assume. Vestige?
Or somebody from the Vestige area. Or era.
Yeah. Which, the only person I would know to ask that about would be Tiny Bab.
I know nothing of this.
Vestige is super old pantheon. That's all I generally know.
It's information.
Lonesome West, get your gods out of here! Wait, I'm in Lonesome West. Shit!
Yeah,
I think
fucking
that
gods
this
outta
has
here.
all been
Get my god in.
very enlightening, and I think this is a good place to call this.
I wanna go home.
It's all well and good. Needed to.
Yeah, I need a drink.
Corva's just gonna leave the bloodstains on his face. He's just tired. He wants to go home.
Just like
I
that
think-
fucking like mascara when you cry. That's
Yeah.
Corva right now.
I think we're going to take our leave from here, Miss Buckner.
Well, require any other further information on underneath the city, then certainly give it.
I'm sure we'll try to at some point organize a search through there. If you have the ability to maybe try to map out a bit more localized areas of entrance.
Certainly do so. And we'll also send a letter to your estate, Serban. We'll
Yes.
make sure to brief your companion who is
Yep. Let's go.
You know, yeah.
I mean, I'd say I'm right behind you, but I don't really want to be.
It's fine. As we leave, I'd like to message Miss Buckner.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make an appointment with you in the near future. There's some things I need to talk with you alone about that was brought to my attention.
Very well. Have need of me? We'll listen to you.
Indeed.
And I poured us to the manor.
Do you port to the manor?
Let's go home!
Report us to the manor.
But for clarity's sake, do you have any other business in the capital while you're here?
Oh, I did everything
Yeah,
I'd be
no,
able to do.
I'm good for right now.
I always like to check because it is the capital. I'm also going to assume Alia poofs into the capital and has a moment for herself because she might want to do that. Don't know, but this is the moment that she takes. It's here in between, and then you poof back to the manor. I will poof you. Hold on. Where is the manor? I don't know.
Where is it?
Where is the
There
manor?
it is. Come look at the manor. Drag yourself anywhere on the map.
Where
I'm already
in the world is?
Oh, I'm outside.
Why are you?
I'm blind.
Oh God, Lacey's outside. Oh shit.
I need to
Okay.
zoom out. This is a big map.
It's a
I
big
forgot how
map,
big
but
it
yeah, drag
was.
yourself wherever, and you can walk around as you
I'm
please.
blind.
Yeah, no, just drag
Oh.
your. Do you know how to drag yourself on?
Oh wait. I'm amazing.
Hello.
Good.
There's
Hey,
blood.
there-
He's
Oh,
here.
there he is. Yeah.
Are we greeted by a granny?
You are. For perspective,
Where's the
because
circle?
yeah, you've never actually
in the
teleported to
garden.
the section, the circle rather.
Oh, yeah.
You appear in a teleportation circle that is located within the garden of a large estate. There's the
Oh,
estate
hey.
over to the east.
How's
And
it going, guys?
there's a small little like stream sort of thing
Oh,
going
yeah.
on. In the small garden where there is a variety of flowers here and there, as well as a couple trees here and there. There's a small watchtower off to the southwest, and
There's
there's
a giant fucking beanstalk.
yeah, there's a giant beanstalk off to the east, about like 2,000 feet off to the east. That is one thing that you do note, Brydan. It is a giant beanstalk that seems to stretch up as if to the clouds. It's pretty weird to look at, but you're like, oh, look at that.
There's a no fishing sign at the base.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Don't worry about it.
Fishing sign.
But otherwise, that is what you see here. Corva, I imagine, directs everyone into the interior of the manor. There is an attendant who greets you. I will drag him to that location
my
proper
boy?
so you can see him. Zoop! There he is.
Here's my boy.
He greets you all. He greets you as well. Brydan says, "My name is Granite, sir. I am the servant of this manor. Good to meet you."
Aye,
Granite.
likewise.
Granite.
Interesting.
I have blood on my face. Can you go get me a hot towel, please?
Yes, sir.
Moist towelette.
Where's? I assume in the study.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
He comes back before you present yourself, and gives everyone a little moist towelettes.
Thank you.
Immediately wipe my face off and then start doing my pits.
God.
Gotta really reach into that plate mail to get those pits.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna hand Granite some brat.
You do
Comes
so.
out.
He says he will cook them up
Feast
when
for
you
dinner.
choose.
The
For
towelette comes
dinner.
out looking like a hairbrush.
Okay, so for Brydan, this is your first time around, you investigate the space. They have a small library, a sitting room, a large dining room, and a ballroom, as well as various bedrooms above. While you are here, at least at the current moment, is there anything you want to do?
Welcome to the manor. It's your plaything. Just don't steal my shit. They're beautiful people in the waiting room.
I immediately steal everything I see.
Shit.
Just like a true fighter. Those people aren't actually there, but you know.
I thought they are.
Yeah,
I thought
Oxen's
Oxen's
crew
group
is
was kinda hanging
chilling.
out.
They're chilling.
Still here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got nothing to do. She doesn't have a lead.
Alright.
Oxen, we have vested stuff to talk to you about later.
Okay.
I steal the tiger.
Are
man.
any of them like dark and shadowy?
We can discuss.
Okay, I'm tired. You guys cuss. I'm gonna
So this is the base of operations, then, huh?
Basically, yes.
Interesting.
Swear to God, if
Alright.
your cat's on the table again, Gareth, I'm gonna stab it.
What is this?
It's gone.
Oh, okay.
What
Don't
was
gotta
that?
worry about it.
Don't
No.
worry about
What
it.
was, what
There
was
was
it?
a-
Wait,
no,
bring Lacey in here for
It
fun.
might have been a fruit dragon.
It was a fruit dragon.
Here's Lacey. Look at her go.
Oh, Lacey!
She's gone. She doesn't want to be
You
here.
spilled her
There may or may not be a
name
cat on the
wrong.
table.
I swear to God, if your cat's on the table, Gareth, I'm gonna stab it.
Meanwhile,
I
Kamuri's
haven't
on the table.
resummoned. I haven't.
Mori, get off the table!
I haven't even resummoned her. There's
Okay.
no possible. She is on the table, but she's not actually on the table.
God damn it. Oh, yeah, she's eating a squid under the table. I forgot.
But yeah, you are greeted to a variety of the people who are in the manor, Brydan. They seem to be
Oh.
travelers from the Far
Corvette.
East. They speak a tongue, not a necessarily a tongue, but a accent that you are not familiar with. You're just like, man, those are some weird foreigners, but they seem nice overall. Otherwise, that is pretty much your primer on them. Your
Man.
friends can introduce you more to them later if they choose.
Feel free to explore the rest of the state. There's more people scattered throughout.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
I
change
just-
Yeah,
before I go
I s-
present
I
myself.
saw the anime boy over here.
There's an anime.
There's
Oh
an
yeah, no,
anime
that's,
Oh, yeah, that anime boy. Feel free to
Yeah.
introduce yourself. I'm upstairs.
Gareth would introduce him to the auctions group.
Yep. Gareth introduces you to the variety of people who were in the sitting room over to the west. You do see that there seems to be some young blind girl, a very big buff tiger boy, a strange elf lady.
Who's actually a tabaxi. Don't
Yeah,
not
he's
be confused
not
with
a.
it. He's not
I
a.
was gonna say,
he has
Not
no
That's
Rakshasa,
what
background.
ask,
but-
is his hands backwards or?
No,
his
his
hands
hands
are
not backwards.
forwards. He seems to be a tabaxi, but just a really buff tabaxi. And then there's a half orc lady.
Interessante.
Don't hit on the half orc, or there'll be a Goliath screaming from
Oh
a
yeah, I
circus
guess.
a million miles
I
away.
guess I would tell Scotty that listen, Maul stayed behind in Bastion with Jack, so he won't be coming back for probably a long time.
I've had contact with him. Might be seeing him within the next several months.
Oh,
Well, that's good. I just wanted to let you know that he did not return with us,
Said he was busy with Jack. Expected.
or whatever his name is right now. I forget what it was.
it's
It's long-winded and boring.
Do you introduce anyone else, Gareth?
Who else is here?
Ori.
Ori's in the estate. Granite, the house servant, is in the estate.
I mean, I wouldn't
Well,
really.
Granite kind of introduced himself.
Yeah, I wouldn't really, unless like I happened to like run into Ori. I don't think I'd introduce him to Ori because I don't really think Brydan is the type for libraries.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I don't think I'd take him into the library. I'd just be like, yeah, that's the library, and moving on.
Yeah, Granite serves any of the needs that you choose, though. So if you are
I
hungry,
hope Ori doesn't like hear people walking around.
he probably. I
Yep.
mean, like it's hard to not hear. It's
You got the dining room, and past that, there's the kitchen. Cat, and that's the ballroom. And
After he's done changing, he'll come down because
and
he's
then,
like, I feel gross.
feel free to pick a room that's upstairs. Just make sure there's nobody else living in it first. I had that experience once, and it is very awkward.
Interessante.
if anyone
Comes
had that experience,
downstairs.
It was Maul walking into the bathroom occupied by Ori already.
Oh no. Oh, poor
Alright, I
Ori.
guess. I'll make myself at home, I guess.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
having.
feel free. If you're
Yeah.
looking for alcohol, I'm sure
Yeah.
somebody in the kitchen can
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
please. I
arrange that.
definitely need some right now.
Pull out the wine thing, Gareth.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
partake
Just
for dinner.
Explain
yeah,
what
Ben-
you're
Ben-
pulling out.
No, just So I just tell him, just tilt your head back real quick, and you see him like kind of like pull out like a clay jug,
What
like small
the
little clay
fuck?
jug.
Just tilt your head back. It's
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah, just
I
say,
guess.
and then you just see him like pour the thing over it, and just a bunch of wine starts pouring out of it.
You take like several gulps of it, and then like he's
It
holding
don't
it back.
stop.
He's holding it back so like you don't like drown yourself in wine. But then he pours it again, and you kind of get the sense that there's more wine in this thing than the thing should
You're
contain.
supposed to. Yeah.
Say when, I suppose. There's a lot in here.
Oh, get in
Uh,
it. Well,
I'll
I
just
suppose the carpet is red. I guess it's fine to get some on the carpet.
I can clean it up.
I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gesture to cut it off, and
It's endless.
yeah, I know. But instead of
I
just
know, I'm
having
explaining it in character.
oh, that's so pretty neat.
I made it.
Oh, very nice.
I made this.
I did. I
He
did.
did.
make this.
I made this.
I made this.
Mm. Tomorrow I'll be buttering that one. I can tell you that.
I mean, it's just wine, so I'm sure you have. You want your race is known for their alcohol.
Aye, it is. But
if
endless wine is a little bit different.
it's Elven, I hope you don't mind that.
It does have a slightly sour taste to your tongue.
Yeah, it's alright.
But feel free
Alcohol's
to
alcohol.
feel free if you ever need any out in the field and we don't have any, I can pour you some.
I'd appreciate it.
But otherwise, yeah, just make yourself at home. You can call on one of the kitchen staff to get some liquor if you need.
I guess I'd just go up to a room, find something unoccupied, and
Start unloading your shit.
I'll
Yeah.
let you explore upstairs while we do the next scene because
It's
Corva
Corva's turn.
heads into the library.
I'm a bird. I like
Motherfucker,
making
I'm
it
a
awkward
bird.
for him. I'm a bird and I land like on top of his chair.
Ah. Corva? He glares at you.
K.A. unpoof. Oh, hi. I'm back from fighting Gloom and Bastion and other bad things.
He kind of like stands up
Oh.
and then like sits on the side of the desk. Yes.
Is Trouble having a time?
I don't know why I did that.
It's okay.
It's okay. Don't find the rubber ducky.
Rubber ducky.
Don't touch the blubber ducky.
I think the rubber ducky's still.
Is it?
I think so.
Rubber
I'm not looking at that
ducky,
map,
rubber
but it might be
ducky.
there.
Oh god,
Rubber
there's 3 of me.
I can't help you. You're on a different map. I can't help you.
Oh no.
Oh, well, there is a rubber ducky in here.
I am back from, almost dying to like 5 Gloom though. And also Bastion. Bastion was a time. I got you books.
Thanks.
I
On your
pulled
back.
books out. Oh, thank you.
He like
hug.
takes the books and like looks at them, but puts them aside.
Huggy.
Do you give him a hug?
Huggy, yes.
He returns the hug.
Yay! I give cheek smooch.
You see him blush, but he resigns.
Please, I almost died. I cried blood today. He says that.
Oh. He just kind of glares at you.
What? Is it wrong to want affection when you cry blood?
Wrong to cry blood.
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't like it.
More concerned that you did.
It wasn't my fault. Maybe only a little bit.
Usually your fault.
Oh, thank you. Why must the love of my life vex me? He says
does it
that and he
do
hugs
that?
tighter. Oh, he said that, by the way, and then he hugs him tighter. He's like, brrr.
You do so?
I also brought home food from Bastion.
Okay.
We're having it for dinner. We're staying like a week, I think, by the way. So around for a little bit longer than normal.
Very well.
I was hoping for a little bit more happy, but I'll take it.
Damn. Said scary things. Didn't know what to
Yeah.
think.
My face hurts. That's why I still have blood on my face. I think I got it all.
He just glares at you.
What do I?
No.
Oh yay, thanks. Come meet new person that we have.
Okay.
Please. Yay! Grabs hand and tugs.
Corva wanders off to you, Brydan. Ah!
Ah! Oh, is everybody on this map now?
Yeah. Oh shit. Shit, you right.
Shit, you right.
Oh, wait, where is that at?
Here, I do it again.
How many tokens do I?
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
You should be pinged to it. There, you see it?
Yeah, I see it, but...
Also, hi,
Thanks.
Brydan. This is Ori.
Hi, nice to meet you, laddie.
Nice to meet you
Brydan
too.
Gully.
I haven't ever met a dwarf.
Nice. Not the sight you see too often around these parts. Mainly back home where I'm from.
He gives you kind of like a limp handshake. It's that sort of like dead fish handshake.
Nah, I grab him by the shoulders like, laddie, this won't do. No,
Really gotta
no,
reach
man.
up for those shoulders.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna like grab his elbow basically. Like
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna reach up to his fucking elbow. There's no way I go up to his shoulder. I just get up on a step stool or something.
I can get you a step stool if you need it.
Nah, laddie, firm grasp, firmly grasp it.
Yeah. He
Dude,
does
it a
slightly
nice-
better upon direction.
Nice tug. Get it nice and tight. You don't want to squeeze it really hard. Just a nice taut
Are we
handshake.
sure we're describing handshakes here?
We are. I've gotten the same description from other people IRL. It sucks. It's so embarrassing.
Well, I mean,
I'm-
you know, Texan, Chris, you gotta have a nice firm handshake.
I know.
Firmly grasp it.
I have to firmly grasp it. But I'm reflecting actual me through Ori, which is extremely embarrassed and doesn't know how to do any of this.
Oh god, he's dying.
I am dying.
But he eventually gives you a somewhat firm handshake.
All right, that'll do, laddie. Next time, I expect better, though.
He just kind of nods and is profusely blushing.
Plings.
Oi, so you said you had sausages, right?
Oh yeah, they're making them for dinner. Is it dinner time? I hope.
It can be dinner time. Y'all can venture.
Because what? The meeting was at
Oh.
noon for the tiger, and then we
I-
did all that shit.
It's probably like past 5 at this point.
Yeah, let's have
Wait.
dinner.
When I was up top there, I would
Yep.
have unloaded brewing supplies into
Oh, yeah.
room.
Oh shit! Yeah, you just turned that whole room into just like a fucking brewery.
Yes.
So you can do with that as you please anytime that you want while you're in this location.
Hell yeah.
Well, shit, it's dinner time in the
Now
city.
now the cat's on the table.
It was the first time I walked in here.
Alright, thank you.
Do you do anything throughout your dinner and or rest of your evening that you're?
I think I'm gonna save my big shit for next session because we out of time.
No, we're not.
I'm
out
just
of time.
gonna
All right.
It's like
probably try to
3.
brew some stuff after dinner.
That's
Oh
fine.
No.
shit.
What
Do
big
we
shit?
want to get into? Do we want to get into some good shit though?
What good
Shit,
shit.
bro.
You know, our week-long adventure. Do we want to
Yeah,
start that
we're
right
not
now?
doing
Yeah.
that. We're not doing that
Okay.
right now. That's confirmed
Beginning of
next
next
time.
session.
But by big shit, do you mean like your romantic shit that you want to do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is the time to do it.
Small? Is that what you said? You turned your face from your mic.
I did. Small scale shit.
Just really lovey towards him.
That is fine. So, if that is it, and no one else has anything else to do, we could end here. That is the thing. Unless you, for Brydan, you want to get acquainted with any of the guests here, or any of the current situation that is going on. If there's anything that has been unresolved from the session.
Oh yeah, we gotta ask Oxton about the vestiges.
I mean, there, as always, throughout the campaign, there's a million things that could be done.
Wait,
It just depends on what you want to do.
Shit.
We still have some time.
I gotta do that in the morning. I can't do it now because I'm out of fucking sendings. God damn it.
Okay.
I wanted to. So Elias left. Elias and Estimo left.
Yeah.
Yes.
They left.
Yeah.
They're not
They
here.
did leave together, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's mainly to make sure that somebody's babysitting Estimo. That's why I stuck them together. I just need to make sure that somebody's babysitting Estimo, and I thought, hey, pin him on Elias. That's the best thing to do. Oh, you want to meet a real dickhead, Treble? Wait till you meet Elias. I fucking hate that man, but I don't really hate that man.
Actually, a pretty nice guy.
No, he's great. No, he's great. Corva fucking hates him.
Yeah, the only thing I do is probably just go to my room and try to brew some stuff since I know I can tell it's gonna be needed.
We have a cabin in the back that you can use if you want.
Hell no.
You're just gonna do it
No,
in your room.
gotta
You're
My
gonna
do it in the
room
room.
is gonna
How
reek
else-
of fucking yeast and
But that smells so good, though.
He's got to give her the true dwarven stank in his room.
Yeah.
yeah, because I
Gotta
won't be
give
able
it-
to. I won't be able to sleep
cleaning,
otherwise.
those cleaning ladies are gonna come to me in the morning. They're gonna be like, he's making a brewery in his room.
Oh, you
It's
posh
like,
cunt. What are you doing in the room?
Oh, god damn it.
I finally got a smell now I want.
Okay. Seems
Oh,
like.
oh,
Uh-huh.
oh, there is something that would happen that night, I guess.
All right.
Corva wants to stay in the room with Dory for the night. Will he be fine with that?
So what happens?
Hey, can I stay in the room tonight?
It's your room.
But you're staying there. It's your room right now.
He just kind of shakes his head and says, "It's not."
It's your room right now, yes or no? Okay. Yeah, he does that. I don't think Ori's fine with him sleeping there, so he's just gonna kind of like do his like reading and stuff in there.
At some point, Ori like attends to his bed. They have like candles lit.
No, I don't need a dark vision, motherfucker.
It hurts your eyes either way.
What the fuck?
You can read in the dark if you choose, but it does hurt your eyes. Either way, which do you choose? Do you choose candles or eyes?
I'll just do eyes, and he'll probably pass out at like the table for a few hours after his eyes gets tired.
Eventually, Ori passes into sleep, and you hear his light breathing as you continue to read.
Lovely.
Is that?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he ain't touching him.
Did Gareth want to do anything?
No, I'm good.
All right. Then, as a stank is coming from Bryden's room and
Hell yeah.
Corva's passing out in his chair, we shall end the session there.
Man,
Good
he's
rhyme.
really making himself feel like he's really making himself at home.
Hell yeah.
He really did. He took like
Clean this up, or you don't get to stay in the manor.
That all being said, say goodbye, stream.
Bye, Stray!
Goodbye.